I'm live or not. Yeah, chat, let me know, because I'm having some problems here. But it's a good job we're streaming like 3 hours before deadline. Otherwise, these problems would be more problematic, I suppose. But yeah, let me know if you're here in the chat. I haven't even tweeted this stream out. Struggling a little bit here, to be fair. Let me just make sure I've got a thumbnail to tweet out as well. Hold on, guys. We're still kind of setting up at this point. I can't lie. We're early. We are early. Right. Okay. Right, I see what I've done. I also have an issue with my cat right now. Who is... Oh, finally off the chair. Wow. Finally, the cat is off the chair, and the cat's out the bag. Right. Excellent. Right, let's tweet out this stream, and then we can get going. How is everyone doing today? Happy Friday. Happy Friday deadline as well. Always a fun one. Always a fun one on a Friday. It looks like we've got a few people from the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. Los Angeles, Canada. Wow. I guess it's like a slightly more normal time for you guys than usual compared to the usual UK mornings where we often have the stream. Got New York in the chat as well. Why on earth is my thumbnails not exporting where I want them to go? There we go, that's better. Right, now we can finally send this thumbnail over to my phone and tweet out the stream. Even though we've been going for like a few minutes. Got some San Francisco, Sydney, Australia, South Africa, New York. New York. How about that? All right, guys, let me just tweet out the stream, and then I am good to go. Bit of a rough start today. You can tell I haven't streamed in a couple of weeks, can't you? I'll talk about that in a minute. Right, let's find my own channel. And then I can share this. All right, what should we tweet out? Live on YouTube until the Gameweek 37 deadline. Come say hi. Right, I'm here. Yeah, we've got like San Francisco, New York, Pittsburgh, South Africa, Sydney, and then Chingford. Nice. It's gonna be done. How are you guys getting on? It's been a while. Obviously, haven't managed to stream in a couple of weeks. I was away last weekend, so I couldn't do the deadline stream. We couldn't do the deadline stream, which was quite disappointing. But I was away in I was in a different country. I was in Germany. I was in Munich for a stag do over last weekend, which was about as heavy as you might expect. But back in the UK as of Monday, came back basically ill. Not even like hungover ill, although don't get me wrong, there was a bit of that as well. But yeah, like I've been ill all week. I must have caught a cold. You know, like sometimes when you're on a plane and, you know, because everyone's in the same area, we've got recycled air in there, and yeah, you can catch illnesses quite easily. So I've basically been ill all week. So excuse me if I am coughing and sneezing a little bit during this stream, but we are on the mend. I would say I'm pretty much better at this point, but Hopefully by next week, it'll be back to 100%. So my brain is only working at maybe like 90% capacity this week. But hey, it's better than nothing, right? It's better than nothing. So we're going to give it a go. We're going to try do a 3-hour stream today. And hopefully, yeah, trying to enjoy it a little bit. But I haven't made any transfers as of yet. I'll show you where I am at right now. Oh, apparently I won't. Where on earth is... Where is it? This should be... Hang on. There we go. Yeah. No, one free transfer still. I've not used it yet. I'm definitely bringing in Cole Palmer, and I'm definitely going to captain him. Like, for you guys, I would probably recommend to just go Watkins and captain him. But, you know, by this point, you guys probably know by now. For me personally, got to play a bit differential. Try and make some ground up somehow in these final couple of weeks, or just like kind of try and enjoy it a little bit rather than going with the crowd, which is a little bit more boring. A little more boring. Let's do a captain poll to start ourselves off. Who is your Gameweek 37 captain? And I'll put Watkins in there. I'll put Palmer in there. I'll put Burmo in there. And should we put Salah or other? I don't know. Who's the fourth captain option, guys? Let me know. Turndog says, now then, Dan, not sure if you'll see this, but you're a legend, mate. Love your content. You're a great guy and hope you smash the rest of the season. Thank you so much, Turndog. Yes, I did indeed see it. My eyes are wide. Got KDB, Vardy in the chat here. Saka. We're not captaining Saka game week 37, are we? You Vardy shouts, to be fair. Interesting. Bangladesh representing in the chat as well, I see. Right, let's go Watkins, Palmer, and Burmo and other. Let's start off right there. You feeling good on City assets with the final coming up? Yeah, reasonably good. De Bruyne's final game at the Etihad. I think Marmoush will probably play as well, judging by Pep's comments. So I would say I'm feeling reasonably optimistic about those guys. Bench Sar because of the rotation after the FA Cup. Yeah, I think most Crystal Palace assets are in some danger. Mateta's probably, out of the popular guys, Mateta's probably in most danger of rotation. But Sar and Eze aren't exactly safe right now. I think they'll probably be going reasonably low on the bench list. Reasonably low. Watkins for triple. I mean, I don't know. I feel like if I had a triple captain, I'd save it for next week and go for like Salah or Saka. I think. But it looks like you guys have loads of bench-related questions this week. So perhaps a bench list is in order. So that's definitely something that we will have a look at doing for this week. But we'll try and answer some general questions first of all. Maybe less bench-related questions. It seems like every question is a bench-related question, isn't it? We might need multiple bench lists this week. We might have to do multiple. Should we do attackers and defenders in 2 separate lists? Might have to. Might have to. Or we could just do like no defenders allowed. Or just do no goalkeepers this week. Maybe we'll do no goalkeepers. All right, I've set that up so we got kind of attackers and defenders there. So when we come to the bench list, we can have a good look at that. Who is a player you would like to get in your squad, but you're passing on? I mean, I guess Neto is a player who I would really like to go for, but I'm struggling to find a way to get him in. The only way I can get Neto in really is if I don't get Watkins. Unfortunately for me. So that's my predicament. I'm not going to take a -8. I'll take a -4. I don't mind that, but -8 seems a bit much. So yeah, Neto's the one player I'm trying to... kind of struggling to get in a little bit. I could technically do it, but it would mean no Watkins. That seems risky. Feels risky. I don't know how I'm going to be able to talk for 3 hours with this throat. We'll give it a go. All right, some guy says Marmoush / Sarr out for Watkins / Sharda. Thoughts? Do you have to do Sarr to Sharda? Is that to save money? I actually don't know if I'm super keen on Sharda. Like, he's decent, but I wonder if there are other opportunities elsewhere. Like, I'm guessing that's to save a little bit of money there, right? Let's see, what is the price difference between Sharda and... Is Sharda like 5.3 now? 5.2 still? Okay. My issue is... the fixtures are okay, but they're, like, not amazing. And I also wonder if Igor Thiago comes in and plays some minutes. And if he does, it's going to be Sharda probably who drops out the starting 11. So we could see reduced minutes for Sharda. Like, don't get me wrong. Forest, Man United, and Ipswich, great results in those games. And honestly, they're great fixtures. All three of them are great fixtures. People say Forest is not a great fixture. It is. They're awful. They're terrible. So, yeah, minutes are concern. And the fixtures are not as good as they were. So, like, the time to buy Sharda was probably last week or the week before. I know that's easier to say with hindsight, but the boat may have been missed on Sharda. Still think you get a chance of some FPL returns with him, but he's not going to be as good as of an FPL asset in these last 2 game weeks as he was in the last 3, I don't think. OP Talent says Eze to Palmer captain or Eze to Saka captain and Burmo. Oh, Palmer for sure. 38 free transfer Bournemouth or Palmer to Saka 38, but no Bournemouth. We'll revisit that one next week, I think. Right now, I think I'd say Saka next week. Start Sarr, Marmoush or Ruben. I'll start Marmoush, I think. But yeah, I like the Palmer move. I do like the Palmer move. Al Lopez says, have to start a Newcastle defender or an Arsenal defender? I'd rather start an Arsenal than a Newcastle. I'd prefer to not do either. But if you had to play one, I think I prefer Arsenal defenders to Newcastle. KDB to Palmer for a hit? I don't think so, no. Yes, it seems a little bit luxurious to sell KDB. You know, like, he's been in fine form. Final game at the Etihad for him in his entire career. Not super keen on that. Savinho to Neto or roll and play Isaac. Oh, I kind of like Savinho to Neto. Kind of like that. Cunha for a hit? Cunha in for a hit? No. Out for a hit? No. I think if you're talking about hits, Cunha, he's a don't buy, don't sell. What were Pep's comments on Marmoush? He basically alluded to the fact that he wished he brought on Marmoush on a little bit earlier against Southampton. Recognised that Marmoush changed the game. He kind of made comments about the selection of Foden as kind of tactical because you know, they weren't expecting to get much space in that Southampton game, which they didn't, in fairness. And obviously Bournemouth is going to be a more open game, which is more suited to Marmoush. So that's kind of what I gathered from that. He also seems surprised that he hadn't played the trio of Haaland, Marmoush, and De Bruyne together yet. So we've got 2 more game weeks to see if he will do that. So it's really difficult to make exact predictions, given that the fixture is not until Tuesday. But I'm feeling reasonably optimistic about Marmoush playing. I don't think he's a sell at this point. Like, Mateta is a sell. Marmoush, I think, is, you know, that's a kind of luxurious to sell him. Best clean sheet odds is Everton this week. The clean sheet odds in general are pretty bad this week, though. So, yeah, you kind of just got to hope for the best, I think. Sell Cunha or Wood for Watkins? I guess if I had to sell one of Cunha and Wood, I would sell Cunha because His minutes are a little bit more concerning, but you know about Cunha's upside? Cunha out for Joel Pedro? No. No. Neto for a hit? You have to be very brave to do Neto for a hit. Very brave indeed. Very, very brave. Ray or Pope? You back Arsenal over Newcastle this week in defence. Like, neither are great, but if you had to choose, you play Eze. If you could avoid playing Eze, I probably would. But if you don't have any, like, much better options, I don't know if I would. You start Bowen against Forest, who have to go out and win, which is against their very nature. Watkins has Gameweek 36 Wisser vibes all over it. Oh, I think that's harsh. Spurs are awful. We see that every week. Do you see any reason to bring in Haaland? Not really. Man, I'm struggling with the voice today, guys. I can't lie. Right, let me go get a cough sweet. That will fix this. That'll fix this situation. Right. I'm back. Oh, got the old Hall Soothers. If you know, you know. Apologies if I'm sucking on something throughout the stream, but we need to lubricate the throat. It is not in its best state right now. I can't lie. Wood for a hit? Come on, man. Be serious. Pause. What do you mean pause? You don't talk with something in your mouth and have a nice lubricated throat? Never streamed before, huh? It's got to be done. Lubricate and bring in wood. It is a suggestion. That is a suggestion. De Bruyne to Palmer? I guess you could. Yeah, for free, maybe. Palmer or Bowen for a hit? I don't know. I don't think I'd do either for a hit. I think the only reason really I'm going to bring in Palmer is A, because I'm chasing and I want to captain him. And B, if I want Watkins, I need to free up some money. I need to free up some money to upgrade one of Sarr or Mateta. So that's the only reason I'm like thinking of doing Salah to Palmer. Which I probably will do, regardless of anything. And then I just need to decide. Do we do Mateta to Watkins? Or do we just go anti-template and go Sarr to Neto? I could also do Sarr to Rodgers, to be fair. Loving the stream, Dan. Hope they're blackcurrant. Yes, they are. And I can even prove it. It's got to be done. Can you see that? Camera, focus. Focus camera. There you go. Blackcurrant flavour. Much required. We've got to stick with the blackcurrant theme, right, guys? Cunha to Vardy? I guess you could do if you want to go for something a bit different. But as a warning, Vardy is confirmed not playing in game week 38. So if you need someone for 2 game weeks, then Vardy does not solve your issue. At all. But has anyone got any other suggestions? Like, Mateta and Sarr are the 2 players I'm willing to sacrifice. I need to sacrifice one of them, essentially. And I don't know. I think it's between Watkins and Neto. Watkins, Neto, and Rodgers are the 3 players I'm thinking about. And I can't exactly decide which one I like the look of the most. And to be fair, Rodgers is template. But if I'm going template, I may as well go Watkins. But if I did this, then that would leave me with some options for next week. FPL Focus in the chat. What's up, Oscar? How you doing, mate? Am I going to Gameweek 38 meets? I am going to try. So I'm gonna have to stream from home, and I'm gonna head over to the hub meetup, and then after the hub meetup, well, then at that point, it's all guns blazing over to FPL meets. So yes, I hope so. I hope so. If everything goes to plan, I will be there. But I won't be joining till much later. In the evening. So Oscar, I hope you're feeling another late one, my friend. I hope you're feeling a late one, because that's what it's going to be. We'll be off to the clubs. The pubs and clubs. Actually, it's a Sunday. Will anything be open in London? Don't know. But I'll be there. But late, probably. Yeah, nice. We should be there all day. It's always a pleasure. I absolutely love FPL meets, man. I love those meetups, man. I think I missed you last time, Oscar. I think you'd gone home. Or did you? I can't remember. Did you go to the last one? Because I got there for that one about, like, I don't know, probably like 6 p.m. something. Maybe 6:30. So if you were there, you may have left by that point, but it was good. Sarta Neto. Honestly, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. If you want to be bold this week, Neto is definitely the play, I think. I think I left just before you arrived. That makes sense. That wasn't that many people there when I got there, to be fair. Maybe like 15 people left. Something like that. Well, still a good evening. Always a pleasure. Love everyone there. Beto captain for a differential. I don't know if I'd go that far. I think if you're going differential this week, I'd be looking at well, Palmer, I think, is the differential captain. I'd also look at Neto, maybe Rogers. I think Salah will be a differential captain this week as well, to be fair. Tunnel Vision says FPL Focal X FPL Mate collab, the two goats. We actually ever collabed before? I can't actually remember. I did a few collabs a couple of years ago. I don't know if me and Oscar actually ever did one, but I'll be up for it. I'll be trying to do some off-season content, so we can. I'll certainly ask the question, see if we can get Oscar on the channel, or maybe on the podcast next year. Inspire Me says, "What's your middle name?" Wow. Not a question I thought I'd be asked. Actually, is that like a data risk? Giving my middle name. Strange question. Also, who would you bench, Nico Williams or Munoz? I think I'll bench Nico Williams over Munoz. I'm not super keen on Forest at the moment. Not super keen on them. Yeah, you'd be banking on a clean sheet against West Ham and a Bowen. Definitely don't share your middle name. All right, I won't. It's Gwendolyn. My middle name is Gwendolyn. My name is Daniel Gwendolyn Mate. That's definitely the truth. Dan, we know FPL Harry's meal of choice. We need to know yours. Meal of choice. And I just have a meal deal. I love meal deals. Meal deal is a great British institution. I would have a meal deal every day, given the choice. Wow. But outside of that, no, I'm keen on a fajita. Very keen on a fajita with some nachos. Also, what's your mother's maiden name? Yeah. Anything else? You know my first pet's name? Deary me. Triple Captain Watkins? I don't know if I'd go that far. Like, don't get me wrong, Watkins is the best captain this week. But, I don't know. Triple captain seems too far. Next week, you're going to have Saka, which I like a bit more against Southampton. Savino to Rodgers or Sharda? I prefer Rodgers. If you have the money to move to like a Rodgers or a Neto, I prefer that to Sharda. Who are the must-haves for the game week if you have a free hit? Some kind of Villa defender, I guess. Some kind of Everton defender. Probably Gvardiol. Then in midfield, Neto, Palmer, Rodgers, and one other. Could be Mbermo, could be Salah, or maybe even two others. Mbermo, Salah, De Bruyne. These kind of guys. And then up front, you're looking at probably Wissa, Watkins. No, we don't even have to have Wissa, do you? You Watkins, Vardy, and Beto? Something like that? Could work. That's what I'd be looking at. Something like that for if I was on a free hit this week. Chewy FPL here says, hi mate, on a bench boost and have a bench of Sells, Williams, Morgan Gibbs White, and Ryan Nori. Not confident in a Forest clean sheet. I hope by two. Would you sell someone or roll to 3 free transfers? I mean, if this is your bench boost week and you've got 3 free transfers, surely you just use them to optimize your bench. Particularly if you can get someone good for 2 weeks. Like if you're on single or double Aston Villa right now, for example, we bring in you get to 3 Aston Villa players. They're good for both weeks and good for bench boost. Who else could you possibly look at for 2 weeks? I mean, I like Chelsea as well, potentially, for 2 weeks. We got the keeper for the free hit. I don't really have a keeper for the free hit. I mean, you could go Pickford, you could go Martinez. Maybe if you go for Cucurella in defense, then you could just go for Pickford or Martinez will be the goalkeeper, I guess. You could even double up on Everton defense if you wanted to. Gibbs White to Palmer for a hit. Depends what the other transfer is. Isak to Watkins and Mateta to who? Can I just do Mateta to Watkins? You could, couldn't you? Beto and Enzo? Enzo I don't mind. But I don't know, man. How cheap is Enzo now? 4.7. Crazy. I think I prefer Neto and Rodgers for that cheap guy. I'm happy with Morgan Gibbs White personally. Only really looking for defensive transfers, probably. A relatively good midfield. Love Rodgers and Chelsea mints, but might have to bite the bullet, unfortunately. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, you could look at like an Everton defender, for example. You could like Keane is 3.8. You actually save money by changing one of your defenders to Keane. Change a Forest defender to Keane, maybe. Bench him next week. Free up some budget for big moves next week. Is Captain Wood for a differential good? It's not something I would consider, no. When triple Everton defense on wildcard 35. Damn, man. Triple, you know. Have you got a Villa defender? Keane doesn't start him? Yeah, he is, isn't he? Yeah. He scored last week as well. Yeah, because O'Brien is injured. Although, have we got news on O'Brien? Need to have a look at the hub news. we? Content. There we go. Let's find Everton. That's Chelsea, not Everton. Jacob Ryan. Oh, he's back. Oh, in that case, yeah, forget Keane. Forget Keane if O'Brien's back. Well, there you have it. Goodbye, Keane. What's wrong with Salah? Why are you taking him out? Because he's different. It's differential. Like, everyone has Salah. I'm trying to bet against the crowd. Salah has not been great. The whole Liverpool team is on holiday already. Are they even back yet? They're not even training at the moment. They're just going on holidays and coming back at the weekends to play the matches. I think it's a good bet to make. If you are unhappy with your rank, I think selling Salah is a good risk. It is still a risk, don't get me wrong, but I think it's a good risk. Like some of Slot's comments about what they're expecting in the Brighton game this weekend did not seem very optimistic. And then of course bogey team Crystal Palace game week 38. So we'll see what happens. But I'm sure Salah could do great. He could do great, but he's not been playing well. And everyone has him. Got to do something to bet against the crowd here. And that's just my team. Like, for other people, like, if you're happy with Salah, then there's no real pressure to sell him. I need to make a downgrade somewhere, though, in order to upgrade one of Mateta or Sarr. So, to bring in a new captain in Cole Palmer makes sense for me personally. Again, if I want to take a risk, which I do. The question is who to replace out of Mateta or Sarr. Really, really wish I could get Neto in. I think double Chelsea attack and no Aston Villa attack, though, is something I will regret. Right, let's have a look. Can we find any hidden gems at Aston Villa? Because Rodgers and Watkins just seem so boring. Can we go... Is Marlon available right now? There's no Ramsey. There's no Tielemans. Maybe a couple of positions opening up. Asensio's always getting subbed. Yeah, I do think Asensio will start, but how many minutes does he get? That's the question. I'm not going to take a -8. No, I'll take a -4. I just haven't decided where I'm going to take it. Like, the original plan was just Watkins in for Mateta and leave Sarr on the bench, but I don't know if I could maybe go one step further and go a little bit more crazy. Like, could Asensio be back on penalties, for example? Asensio's putting up the best data, but it's because of those penalties, man. Let's go non-penalty XG. And Asensio kind of drops off here. Let's do last 6 games. We'll go per start, per 90. Let's go per 90. Marlon's per 90 numbers are the best. See, this was it was crazy. Watkins is only 0.35 non-penalty XG per 90. Which is why I feel kind of comfortable going against him. But it's not about Watkins, it's about Spurs. That's why Watkins is so good this week. It's not because Watkins has been amazing, because he hasn't really. It's because Spurs are so bad, and they've basically said we're going to heavily rotate. Which is crazy. They're going to play the B team. and Aston Villa still have so much to play for. But are we going to get a typical Aston Villa performance when the goals are spread? Because the non-penalty XG is pretty spread. It's interesting. But yeah, none of these players' numbers really doing it for me. If Rashford was available, oh, I would love it. Watkins' finishing's been poor. I mean, it's not even his finishing, man. He's taking 2 shots per 90. Like, even if he was finishing like well, actually, you say his finishing's been bad. He's overperforming his XG massively. He's just not getting really very many shots. I think he only took 1 shot last game week. He obviously scored from it, which is very helpful. Don't go crazy. Just do Mateta to Watkins if you have the money. I do have the money, but like I have nothing to play for. Like I wonder if I really have anything to gain by bringing in Watkins. If I bring in Watkins, and I'm trying to maximize enjoyment of FPL right now. If I'm bringing in Watkins and not captaining him, what am I hoping for? Because, you know, most people are going to have Watkins. Most people are going to captain Watkins. His effective ownership is going to be around 100%, or close to. What would I hope for? Would I hope for him to blank? Would I hope for him to score? I don't really know. Are you not in any mini leagues trying to win? Nah, I'm not in any mini leagues. I'm trying to. All of the mini leagues I'm in are super competitive. So I'm not even like gonna win mini leagues. And even if I'm not in any money mini leagues or anything like that. The mini leagues for me are just fun. Which again is why the advice for me is often different from my advice for you. Z says, with a €10 super chat, that's very generous, Z. Thank you. Dan, please help, mate. 5 free transfers and a triple captain left. Raya and Martinez. Saliba, Kivior, Munoz, Gvardio, Dina. Okay, Dina. Salah, Eza, Savino, Murphy, Rogers, Isk. Who is Isk? Isk, Marmoush, and Mateta. Isak. Okay, probably. Okay, you need a top 1 million finish, Z. And this is how you're going to do it, my friend. You're going to go nice and sensible here. I mean, you could potentially go Isak to Watkins. Can we do that? Yeah, I think you can. Isak to Watkins and Mateta to... Oh, no, or not Mateta. Okay, one of ideally Mateta, if not Isak, to Watkins, and then Savino to Neto. Or Isak and Mateta to Watkins and Vardy. You got loads of free transfers. I'd use your triple captain next week, I think. Yeah, that's what I'd be looking at. You've got 5 free transfers. You could even do all 3. And bench Eze. You could do Savino to Neto, and Isak and Mateta to Watkins and Vardy. Bench Eze. And then play in defence Martinez, Munoz, Gvardio. And, oh, wait, you got Dina. You can't get Watkins. Interesting. What about moving Dina to Cucurella as well? There you go. Dina to Cucurella so you can get Watkins in. That works. Right. Hopefully, that should work. Are you going to punch Andy at FPL Meets? I don't think so. For a start, FPL Meets is in London and Andy lives in Ireland. So he won't be there. But even if I did have the kind of wingspan, the reach to punch someone all the way in Ireland, I don't really see why I would do that. It's a bit mean, isn't it? Has he done something to warrant that? Not that I'm aware of. Right, anyway. Can't wait to see the Watkins blank. Rodgers will do the job. Hey, if you want me to be on the anti-Watkins camp, I will be there. I will be there 100%. Why are you keeping Marmouche? Because I think he'll play. I have a good feeling he's going to play this week. And I like the fact that everyone's selling him, to be honest. He's becoming a differential, which I like. I think he's got like 400,000 transfers out this week, in addition to all those from last week as well. Yeah, if Marmouche starts, could be nice. Could be nice. Eunice says, who should I captain this week? Haaland, Palmer, Vardy, or Mbermo? I'm second in my mini league and 40 points behind. Damn. Okay. I go Palmer, I think. Well, I am going Palmer to try and be differential. To get Watkins, I need to transfer out Dina. For Kukurea is for a -4. Is it worth it? I don't know if it's worth a -4. No. I don't think it's worth a -4 to get Watkins. Like, he is a great pick, don't get me wrong, but I mean, to take a -4 on a defender to do it, I don't know. Why do you think he starts? Because of Pep Guardiola's comments last week, alluding to he wished he brought on Marmouche earlier, and that the only reason Foden was playing was because of the tactical matchup in tight spaces against Southampton, which Bournemouth will be a very different game. So tactically, Marmouche makes more sense than Foden. And he also, said about the idea of Haaland, Marmouche, and De Bruyne playing together as well. Yeah, I'm not saying it's certain, but I think it's you got a really good chance of Marmouche starting this week. I'm second place. All I need is 11 points. 11 points is not so bad, by the way. Any week can give you an 11-point swing. A captain alone can change that. Sarr to Palmer or Savinho to KDB? Sarr to Palmer and bench Savinho, I think. I like Palmer for 2 game weeks, to be honest. Dan, would you captain Mbermo or would you take a -4 to bring Watkins in? If you're playing safe, I think Kabalash, if I'm not mistaken, you've got quite a good rank right now. I would take the -4, play it safe. Got 2 game weeks left. Just got to grind it out now if you're in a good position. Going to grind it out, follow the template. I'm not massive on an Mbermo captaincy as well. Watkins for a -4 to captain. Yes, I would do if you are protecting rank right now. Also, do you recommend I remove Cunha or Marmouche for Watkins? You could do either, really. Either one. Cunha probably has the higher upside, so Cunha is a riskier sell in many ways. But he's probably, I don't know, they're probably equally risky keeps. Probably. Mong Sendong, I would use your 2 free transfers this week, get a nice bench boost. Bench boost this week and free hit next week. Probably. Any idea who starts up top for Chelsea? I think it's going to be Neto, which is why I'm so keen to try and find a way to get him. But surely I can't go into this game week with no Aston Villa attackers. That seems so stupid. So stupid. I wouldn't take -4s for defenders, like, at all this week. Probably for the rest of the season, I wouldn't take -4s for defenders. Unless you are desperately trying to free up the budget to do something else. Keen or young starters for Everton? No, I don't think so. Tariq George could start up front too. Possibly, yeah. Kind of wondered if he might play on the wing with Neto in the middle. And obviously Madueke on the right. Or left, to be fair, with Madueke. It's all a bit fluid, isn't it? Is Kevin Sharda a good captain option? I don't think I would go there, no. He just had 3 great fixtures. He's still a decent pick, but I wouldn't expect the same returns in the next 2 weeks as you got from the last 3, to be honest. Salah to Saka. I don't really think I would do that this week. No. Can't see myself doing that. Also, -8s. I don't know. I think it's too late for -8s. Why are people on about bringing in Saka this week? I don't think that's really an essential pickup. I'd rather go for Palmer this week. Salah to Palmer to chase. If you really want to chase, then yeah. Palmer is your guy. Palmer is the chaser's captain, I think. Emre Kappa says, would you roll this week and get Evan Nilsson and Saka next week, or get Neto this week and Isak next game week 2? If I do get Neto, would you bench Wood for him this week? If I got Neto, I would definitely play Neto. I don't know if Wood would be the player I'd bench. It sounds like you could roll, to be honest, though, this week, mate. It sounds like it's a week to roll. If we're talking about benching Wood and whatnot, I would, yeah, stick with what you got. 2 transfers next week is not such a bad thing, right? Do you think there's a point in keeping Trossard for 28? Depends if he's available. Let's find Arsenal. Okay. Trossard will be assessed. They've done parts of training session, but not a whole one. So he should be available for 38, right? If you can cover him for a week, might be worth doing. What I think about Neto, I like Neto. Risky wants my game week 1 draft for next season. We're a little while off that, mate. We need to wait until the price reveals first. Scared of Villa? Me too. Me too. Which is why I'm really struggling here. Like, Watkins is so template, man. What's the effective ownership of like Watkins near my rank? Not Watkins, Rogers. Because if he's like highly owned around my rank, there's just no point in me going for him. Let's have a look. If I can. Play Isak or Eza? I think I play Isak over Eza. Best choice for triple captain? Maybe Saka next week. I'll probably be looking at. I mean, you could go for Watkins this week. I don't know. Rogers 39% at my rank. Is that differential enough? I'm not sure that it is. I want more differential. So I'm looking at Neto or Asensio, basically. Damn. Well, if it's come to that. Big question. Neto could be a master stroke, to be fair. But that would mean no Aston Villa attackers. That is so risky, isn't it? Is that too risky? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm playing risk, I'm playing fun, but is that too far? Could be, couldn't it? Like, there's risky play and then there's just stupid play. Am I ready to be stupid? I have no idea if I'm ready to be stupid. Enzo gonna cook? Could do. Could do. I can't see myself buying him, though. That's just dumb. I mean, in isolation, I like both of the picks. So I don't know if I would call it dumb. But when you're playing against the crowd, I would basically be preying on either Aston Villa not really scoring many goals, which I can't see happening. I think they will score goals. So basically, I'm counting on like the goals coming from like McGinn, Asensio. Hey, maybe Conser, that would be nice. Marlon, and whoever else. Who else are we kind of predicting to play? Well, McGinn, Kamara, and Onana, if they want to get involved in some goals, brilliant. Basically, just Watkins and Rodgers stay quiet. Can I honestly count on Rodgers and Watkins staying quiet? What are the chances of neither of them getting an attacking return? Like, what, 10%, 20%? 20% chance of neither of them getting an attacking return? It's the odds would be heavily against me. But maybe I need those kind of odds to try and just salvage something. By the way, I'm not recommending these moves to anyone else. Man United going to play a low block. Chelsea going to struggle to break, as always, as a Chelsea fan. As a Chelsea fan, you should know that Chelsea have a fantastic record against Manchester United at Stamford Bridge. And you should also know that Palmer scored a hat-trick against them this fixture last season. So I'm not having that. Man United are getting cooked every week by worse teams than Chelsea as well. Like, losing 2-0 to West Ham has literally just happened. That was versus Ten Hag, though. Sorry, are we saying Amorim has been better than Ten Hag in the Premier League? Are we saying that? And Wolves, yeah, good point. All right, let's do bench list. I need to refresh my brain. I need to refresh my brain. Right. Bench list, guys. So if you're new around here, Amorim is better than Ten Hag. What are the results saying in the Premier League? I'm not saying that Ten Hag is a better manager than Amorim, but if you could choose a team to play right now, the Ten Hag Man United team of last year, or the current Amorim Premier League team, you choose this Amorim Premier League team every time. They're all over the place. The players don't fit the system. They're not physical enough. Heads are dipped even more than they were last year. This current team, Manchester United team, in the Premier League specifically, I'm saying, you would rather play than last year's Ten Hag team. I know that's not saying much. So, to say this is a more difficult game for Palmer now than it was this fixture last year, I think is incorrect. I think what is a better assessment is that simply Palmer is not playing as well this year as he was last year. Doesn't have that same form. Recently, Man United are doing better against the big teams. When? They lost 4-1 to Newcastle. They drew 0-0 to Man City like a couple of months ago. They probably got some results earlier on in the season, but like they are what, 2 wins in 11? No, 12, 13. 2 wins in 13? Is that right? Hang on. We'll just find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They've got 2 Premier League wins in 13 games, and they're against Leicester and Ipswich at home. Come on. I know there's probably a few Manchester United fans out there, and don't get me wrong, they have been good in Europe, and I think their game suits Europe more. But until Man United, the players, get their stuff together, make a couple of key signings, this team in the Premier League is not good. And I can't believe we're even having to have that debate. Man United fans, I wish you the best for Europa League, but it's time to give up on the Premier League. You've just conceded 6 goals in 2 games against West Ham and Brentford. Parma doesn't perform against the big teams. I said Parma doesn't perform against the good teams. Manchester United is not a good team. Right, can we do bench list now? Let's start off with like as a Sar. Like obviously you're gonna play like Rodgers ahead of him. Mateta is a good bench. We can put like Munoz here. We'll put Saliba there. Let's just group Arsenal defenders. We'll group Newcastle defenders as well. You're in Timber. He counts as Arsenal defender, I think. Kukurea, I like. I'm gonna put him up here. I'm gonna put all Everton defend. Actually, let's go. Yeah, let's go Everton defenders up the top. Yes, we are bad, but we don't get hammered by the likes of Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea. Let's see. Because you're not even going to be playing just for your first 11. Let's see. Like, I understand people will back their football teams, but this is not going to be a good result for Man United. Okay, so like Gvardiol, Ruben Dias. I think if you have Dino, you probably play him, right? You've got to try it. Nico Williams, I'll put here. I think maybe here, somewhere there. Wan-Bissaka, I guess. Oh, he has been playing well. Go Wan-Bissaka here. You hating a Man United a little bit? See, no, I'm actually not. I'm not. I'm not hating at all. But people in the chat are saying you're wrong, Dan. Man United are the greatest team that ever lived, and they're going to beat everyone in the history of everything. It's not true, is it? Let's be honest with ourselves. It's like me saying Arsenal still have a chance to win the Premier League this year. I support Arsenal. I would love it for it to happen. And I'll always support them. But sometimes we've got to be honest with ourselves. It's not hate. Cold hard facts. I'm glad there's a couple of Man United fans who agree. Right, let's head over to this side. So I think you're going to probably play Elanga here. I think, even though I think there's a very good chance Eze's benched, I think that chance that he does start and the form he's in probably slides him ahead of Elanga. Someone like Marmouche, I would play here, maybe? Connor Bradley. Pretty low. Maybe. I don't know. This Liverpool team's so on the beach. I don't think I'd play Connor Bradley. Cunha. I think if I have Cunha, I'm playing him. Not ahead of like Rodgers, but Bowen and McNeil. I'm not going to put McNeil in there, but we can put Bowen on. Bowen, you play. De Bruyne, you play as well. They're probably below Bowen, to be honest. Thoughts on Marmouche to Watkins? It's an absolutely fine transfer. Gvardiol. Okay, let's move back over to this side. So Gvardiol will probably go here. We'll put Ruben Dias just below him. Both good. Wood and Isak. If the FA Cup final only goes to 90 minutes, likely that Eze plays versus Wolves. It's difficult to say because Eze is a injury-prone player, and the Wolves game is just 2 days after the FA Cup final, so it's a really, really tight turnaround. So I think there is a good chance Eze plays, but there's also a good chance he gets benched. Really difficult to call. Of course, if it goes to 120 minutes, then it's not looking good. Right, Savinho. Savinho goes probably below Mateta, even. 3 days? Oh, sorry, 2 days rest. So, games on Saturday, Sunday, Monday rest, Tuesday fixture. Yeah. 2 days rest, 3 days between the fixtures, sure. Teams still have to play for merit payments, I think. I'm not going to speculate on that stuff. Aina. Okay, well, we'll just shove him next to Williams, even though, for the record, I think he's worse than Williams right now. Wood, sorry, I was going to put Wood in. Who would go above Cunha, I think. I'd be happy to put Chris Wood there. With Vardy not playing the last game, do you think Liam Delap is a good alternative buy? Liam Delap's hardly been playing, to be honest. Well, I mean, he has, but like his minutes have been pretty limited. I struggle to think of a good reason to go for Delap. I'd rather go for Vardy just for one game. If not, you know, maybe Beto. Of course, Beto plays Newcastle in game week 38, which is not a great fixture anyway. So he's about as useful in game week 38 as Vardy is. So it's really difficult. For cheaper forwards, you can maybe just go one game week early on Evan Nilsson. I don't know who else. I really don't. Isak. Let's put Isak in. I mean, I don't know why you guys are saying Beto, by the way. You guys seriously thinking about not playing Beto? Or is this one of those things where actually this is nothing to do with benching Beto? You just want me to give you a compliment for owning Beto? If that's the case, well done. Turn around. I've got a nice pat on the back to give you. Well done. You have Beto. He is probably better than most of these players on this list. But you're obviously not going to bench him, so he's not going on the bench list. Just put Beto in. No. You're only saying Beto for your own egos. You want the ego of seeing Beto high on this list. Because you're a Beto owner. You know full well you're not going to bench Beto. So don't try this with me, young man. You must think I was born yesterday. I was not. I was born several decades ago. Right, anyway. Who was I was going to put Isak in. I keep getting distracted. Isak can go. He's got to go somewhere in this area, right? I'd play him above Eze. Maybe above Marmouche for the security of minutes. Maybe drop him in here. Yeah. I'm going to drop him in there. That makes sense. Now Palmer. Yeah, next joke. That's a yellow card for you, by the way, Jack. That is definitely a yellow card. Trying to derail my bench list. Fun fact, there's a place in Kansas called the Beto Junction. Jeremy, I love you, man, but how fun is that fact, realistically? I mean, what am I meant to do with that? What is a Beto Junction? Is it interesting? If so, why? Right, let's throw in some more players who actually are bench worthy. Neto is not one of them, by the way. If you have Neto, play him. Come on, let's not be foolish. Evan Nilsson is a better shout. Who is going to drop down a little lower. Why Isak over Saar? Because Saar's probably not going to play. Seriously, though, what about Enzo? If you have him, you play him. But you know, when we're talking about benching or not benching players. For benching players, you don't bench any Chelsea players, Chelsea attackers. You don't bench any of your Aston Villa attackers as long as they're fit and available. You just don't. Same way you don't bench you're not going to bench Beto against Southampton. You're not going to bench Vardy against Ipswich. You're not going to bench Delap against Leicester. You're just not going to do any of these things. So don't even warrant a conversation. Isak to Watkins for a hit. Only if you're going to captain Watkins and only if you're trying to defend your rank. It's either Saul or Enzo. It's Jack, it's easy, man. It's so easy. Come on, bro. Ismail Assar, you can see him. He's at the bottom of this list. This is what this is here for. And I just said you play your attackers from Chelsea and Aston Villa. It's not a real question. Potter for assistant manager. I've heard some chatter about Potter assistant manager this week, to be fair. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I guess if Liverpool are truly on the beach, then it could be interesting. if you think Brighton, and I think Brighton do have a good chance of, getting a draw against Liverpool. I don't think it's completely unreasonable. You could do it. You could do it. Who did Brighton play in? What did it say? Potter. Why am I going for Brighton? Potter, as in West Ham against Forest. For God's sake, man. I'm still thinking of Potter at Brighton. I was thinking of Hertzler. Hertzler against Liverpool, I think is interesting, genuinely. Potter against Forest. Nottingham Forest, table bonus, then Ipswich, 38. Yeah, I like it. I like that. I do like it. Saps in the chat says, Enzo versus Neto versus Palmer for one Chelsea player this week. Who is it going to be? Any Chelsea fans? Chelsea fans in the chat, if you could pick one Chelsea player for game week 37, who would it be? Why not Salah for captaincy? You can captain him if you want, but I don't think many people are. Any other players that you guys are thinking about benching? Cucurella is on there. He's on the defender side. We've got another Enzo shout here. Maybe Enzo just needs to go in. Probably put Enzo like here. Oh wait, no, that's not an Enzo shout. That's a recommendation to the person asking which Chelsea player to buy. Bradley's in there. Areola versus Raya. I'm going Areola. Triple captain, no ideas, damn. Saka game week 38. Bowen and Burmo Wissa start two. You got to start all three, I think. Surely your squad is not so strong that you can, like, if you've got a Wood or a Sharda or a Marmouche or an Evan Nilsson or an Isak or even Chris Wood, you play those guys above all of them. No, I mean, Cucurella is the Chelsea player to buy, not a bench dilemma. I actually like, if I'm buying a defender this week, it probably is Cucurella, to be fair. I do like that shout a lot. Why Nico Williams over Munoz? Because Munoz does have some degree of rotation risk. And Forest probably have the better clean sheet odds as well. Let me verify that. I can't remember what the exact numbers were. Let's see. Oh, we got the final updates just now too. Perfect timing. All right. Let's show you guys. So we've got Rob T's final goals and clean sheet odds. So I had Crystal Palace slightly ahead of Forest on the clean sheet odds. Slightly. Interesting. So Everton's still out in front. In second place, we've got Villa and Chelsea. There's nothing crazy high here, though. Outside of Everton, these are pretty low clean sheet odds generally. So maybe don't hold your breath for too many clean sheets this week. Can you convince me why to get Bowen against a low block Forest? Because Forest can't be low block anymore. They cannot. They actually need to win games now. Or they're not finishing in the Champions League place. They've dropped too many points by playing their questionable style of football. And yeah, two must-win games if they want to stand any chance. It's not even in their hands anymore. They need to win 2 games and for things to go their way. And they need goal difference. They can't sit back anymore. Is Greaves a good defender this week? Oh, I don't know if I'd want to bet against the big Jamie Vardy in his final game for Leicester. I don't know if I'd want to bet against that. Probably not, no. I mean, he's better than like a Newcastle defender, maybe, but or like if you've got Pedro Porro or Greaves, then I start Greaves. So don't get me wrong, but like, yeah, it's not a. He wouldn't be top of my list. So Aston Villa 2.7 projected goals here. That is very high. I don't know if I can go against this. I don't know if I can. I have to pick up an Aston Villa attacker. I just don't see there being any point in Watkins. It might have to be Rodgers, who I've owned pretty much all season, other than when he started getting points, of course. Oh, that's life. I think I took him out. When did I take him out? Like, benched his returns. Took him out in game week 29, I believe. And he started popping off. Okay, so we perhaps have to do this, don't we? We need to get a Aston Villa attacker. Get back to Rodgers instead of Neto. I think that's the play, isn't it? I think that could well be the play. And then bench Mateta. And then what would I do next week? I have loads of money. I have no idea what I'm going to do next week, to be honest. If there's too many games between now and then to even think about it, really. We'll figure that out next week. We're vibes in it at this point. We're having fun at this point. So, yeah, I think Rodgers is my guy. Like, I know so many people own him, but yeah, we'll do it. Can you add Nori, Sessignon, Milenkovic? Yes. Yes, I can. Right, bench list. Um, so we need Milenkovic. I mean, can I just change this to Nottingham Forest defenders? I think that's probably easiest. Nori is valid. I think I'd play them ahead of Forest defenders this week. And Sessignon is going to be a little lower. Below Arsenal and Newcastle. Maybe below Arsenal. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Any more? Canate. Throw him next to Bradley. Havertz is differential. I don't know if Havertz is actually going to be available this week. Could maybe look him next week, but I don't know. Right. Murphy and Asensio. I feel like we could do with some more players on this left-hand side, right? We seem to be talking a lot about defenders. Right, Murphy is here, maybe. Who else was there? Asensio. I think you got to play him. Differential manager. Every manager's a differential. Hardly any people have their assistant manager active right now. Barnes. Okay, we'll put him right next to Murphy. Bench list, please. Concert is on there. Munoz is on there. They're on the right. They're on the defender area. We made a defender area this week. Enzo and Neto on the bench list. No. Play them both. They're not going on the bench list. You have them for a reason. Coyote? He looks pretty good, to be fair. I mean, yeah, I would play him. Above a lot of these guys. Maybe below like Nori. We'll put Collins here as well. Who has table bonus? Potter looks like the best for table bonus, but you could also have a look at Hertzler against Brighton against Liverpool, maybe. A little risky. Is Asensio nailed on to start? No. He's up there, though. He's up there. Sharda bench list. I mean, you do play Sharda. Like, I don't know. He's probably here, right? Maybe even lower, to be honest. Maybe someone like that. I think there are better options this week. Should I start Marmoush or Sharda? I think they're both on there. I think Sharda. Iwobi can go into the depths, I think. Or to be honest, would I rather play Sar? I would maybe rather play a Sar than Iwobi. Nah, that's not true. That's not true. It's the rotation risk, man. Are Villa usually good for early leagues? No, they are not. No, they are not. Is Vardy worth a punt for captain? I don't think so. I honestly, like, he's on 199 goals. I think if he scores, he gets subbed off. So if he gets a first half goal, and that's what you're hoping for, right? He gets subbed. You're looking at kind of a maximum 9-pointer for him if everything goes your way. But if he scores after, like, I don't know, if he scores at a 50-minute mark, for example, he's going to get subbed off there. Probably no bonus. Only 1 point for playing. It's not such a good score. Was that 5-pointer? Maybe. So I don't know. Best triple captain this week or next? Next. I think next. All right, what else have we got here? Man U attacker? No way. No way. Wouldn't touch them. Would not touch them. Wouldn't Vardy play the full game as it's his last? No, because what is more likely to happen is that he'll get subbed off so he can have a standing ovation from the home crowd. So he is pretty likely, actually, to be subbed. It could be like an 89th minute substitute or something like that, to be fair, but no, there's a good chance he does get a sub at some point or another. And the crowd will all clap and cheer for his good service. Salah or Palmer? Palmer for me, Salah for you. John Terry got subbed after 26 mins. I can't wait for Vardy to get subbed after 9. I did think that, to be fair. I did wonder, but surely 9 minutes, a 9-minute substitution is just too far. Too far. That'd be crazy. Like maybe 89th, 90th minute, maybe? I don't know. Yes, Luke, I am a bit under the weather, unfortunately, my friend. But we're soldiering through. We're soldiering through. Alex with the super chat here says, should I captain De Bruyne, Haaland, or Mbermo? I think out of those 3, I would probably go for Mbermo. But do any of those captains thrill me? I'm not sure they do. But yeah, if I had to captain one of them, it would be Brian Mbermo. You sick as a dog? I don't think I'm sick as a dog. Maybe like a small dog. Is there any other interesting captain shouts this week? Let's see what the poll's saying. What about Vardy for captain? Yeah, again, no. I don't really see it for captain. I think you've got a limit there. There's a ceiling, I think. In terms of captain poll, and we've got 3,000 votes in here, by the way, which is crazy. Watkins at 50%. So he's going to be heavily captained. We've got Mbermo 25%. We've got Palmer 13% and 12% other. So it's an opportunity to go differential this week, but Watkins is the clear favourite right now. Is KDB's last home game, wouldn't it be similar to Vardy? Difficult to say, because this is literally Vardy's final game. It's not just final home game, this is his final game. KDB will still have another... Oh, well, he plays, obviously, at Wembley, then he'll play again in Gameweek 38, presumably because of Man City still have a lot to play for there. Super chat from Louis, who says Isak and Concert to Watkins and Mikalenko for a -4. Yeah, if you're trying to protect rank, you know, you're winning your mini leagues, you're happy with your rank, you just need to get Watkins in to captain him, then yeah, you might just have to suck it up and take the -4. Though you've said Mikalenko there. I would say if you can go for Kukurea over Mikalenko, I think I would. I do like, if I had to pick one defender to buy this week, it would be Mikalenko. It would be, sorry, Kukurea. Hey, Dad, love the Japan kit. Looks very cool. It's actually like a special painted version. Hang on, I'll show you. It's actually a version with a little Naruto decal on. Naruto Sasuke. Little number there. So, yeah. It is pretty good. Spider just crawled on me. That's weird. Not got the funds for Kukurea? Fine. Mikalenko will do the job. Hello, this is Franklin from Korea. Do you think Matson will start over Digne? Franklin, I'm not sure. Actually, I remember you, Franklin, because I tried to translate your name, and it came up with something like a phonetic translation of Franklin, didn't it? I do think Digne will probably start, but I'm not sure. Like, let's have a look at the pattern here. Let's get rid of the... Wait, what am I doing? The bench list. Let's move this. So he played Bournemouth, Man City, but didn't start against Fulham. Matson is the reverse of that. Is it like every other game? It's so hard to predict. It's so hard to predict, Franklin. so hard. I don't know. Falancolin. Falancolin. Falancolin, I don't think Matson's going to start. I'm going to say Dina is going to start, but I'm not sure. I'm maybe 70% sure Dina will start, 30% Matson. That's all I can say to you, Falancolin. That's the best I can do. Stick with Frank, assistant manager, or switch to Emery? I think I'd just stick with Frank, to be honest. I don't see really... If I'm switching, I'm going to go for a table bonus, I think. Go for gold. With, like, probably Potter. Zacharias says Palmer and Watkins -4 to catch up first. 2 points behind. 2 points! 2 points is nothing. You don't need to do anything too crazy for 2 points. But, I guess I like those transfers. So, yeah. For 2 points behind, though, I wouldn't do anything too crazy. Wouldn't do anything too crazy. Have you visited Japan yet? No, I have not. No. It's so far away. It's so far. Maybe one day. I think I'd struggle with the culture shock, to be honest. And not speaking any Japanese would be difficult. We'll see. Is it worth risking Keane over Conser because he might get a 1-pointer? No, what? Nah, I play Conser over Keane anyway. I think. Well, no, I play both. There are a few better defenders than Keane and Conser. But no, I play Conser over Keane because of the rotation risk for Keane is so high. It's like extraordinarily high. I don't think he's going to start Keane. Murphy to Sharda for a -4? I don't think so. Not for a -4. -4 Marmoush to Vardy? No, I don't really like it. Captain Salah all the way? Man, 2024, cool. They want their captains back. Imagine the chaos if we get a leak that Watkins isn't starting. We won't get a leak. That's the thing. We'll find out after deadline. Aston Villa keep things pretty tight with their leaks. So I don't think we'll get anything. Munoz to Cucurella for a -4. Now, defenders and -4s, I don't think so. I don't think any -4s for any defenders. Probably for the rest of the season now. The only reason I would sell a defender for a -4 would be to free up money. So if you've got like a Trent, for example, and you want to, you need to free up some budget to buy Watkins, for example, then maybe selling Trent for a -4 in that specific instance would work. Thoughts on Neto this week? Yeah, like him. I like him a lot. -4 Marmoush to Watkins. If you're going to captain Watkins, then yeah. Wait, is there doubt over Watkins, or was that guy just... There's no doubt over Watkins. Watkins starts. Like, come on, let's be real. I'd be very, 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 very shocked if Watkins was benched. Don't get me wrong, there's no such thing as a player who is 100% nailed on. There is no such thing. But Watkins is about as close as you can get right now, given no Rashford. The only player maybe competing for the striker spot is Daniel Marlin. But even then, Watkins starts ahead of Marlin, doesn't he? Man, we really have caused some chaos with that person who said, "Imagine if Watkins is benched." It was just a hypothetical that the person in the chat was talking about. I don't think anyone here is really expecting Watkins to be benched. Don't get me wrong, I hope he is, but he's not gonna be. It's crazy how easy you can cause panic in the FPL world, right? I wasn't even trying. Evan Nilsson, Tavardi, or Wissa. I would keep Evan Nilsson ready for Game Week 38. It's one of the best striker picks for Game Week 38. I'll just go ahead and keep him. No real need to sell there, I don't think. Would you do Mateta and Marmoush for Watkins and Wissa for a hit? If you're going to captain Watkins, yes. Yeah. Play Isak or Marmoush or sell Isak to Watkins? I would sell Isak to Watkins. Hala says, did I sell Isak this week? I don't know. Did you? So you tell me, man. Gibbs White to Palmer for a -4. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. Dan do a free hit team. All right. Okay, I will. Don't need to tell me twice. You can if you want. You can tell me twice. Let's go to Hub. Build a little free hit team. So, looking at something like this. Cooking. We're cooking Rella. Let's go to defense next. And see what budget's saying. Gvadio. And we need Everton. And possibly some Aston Villa. So we need Martinez. Probably Martinez. Oh. And Mikalenko. Then we can fill in some of these gaps with like a Pickford backup goalkeeper, maybe. We can go for I don't know, Ait Nori, Ambasaka. I don't know who else here really. The vendor's so hard this week. Who's got good odds? Man City. Man City and Crystal Palace are here. Do we go Munoz? Even with slight rotation risk. It's going to be on the bench player anyway. Maybe we'll go Ruben. If there's the budget for it. Yes, there is plenty of budget. Which means we can have any midfielder. Which means you probably go Salah. We're slightly over budget. That's based on 100 million budget. You guys are going to have more than 100 million budget. Let's assume you have like 100 and... You guys are going to have like 102 minimum, right? And I'm going to change that budget because otherwise people are going to be like, but that's impossible. How do you afford that? You will be able to afford this team. I really hope. And then captain Watkins. Vice captain Palmer. Bada bing, bada boom. Is that good? Maybe go Neto over like Beto or Vardy. Let's go with that. That's going to go... Wait, no. We're going to go Martinez here. Mikalenko here. Swap you two. And save. There you go. Thoughts on the free hit? I'm pretty happy with that. Any changes? Hala, if you want to sell Isak to buy Watkins, then go for it, man. Go for it. A lot of people are doing the same. Man, a lot of people have triple captain. I'm getting so many triple captain questions today. Next week, I think I would prefer to go next week on Saka. I think. If I had a triple captain. Or maybe Salah next week as well. Maybe. Alex, I'm not going to read all that, but the answer is yes. Cover. Just pick the same, pick the boring standard template players. If you're significant enough points ahead. If you're like 15 points ahead in your mini league, you just got to grind it out and play it safe now. Pick the obvious captains, pick the obvious players. No room for creativity anymore, unfortunately. Got to grind it out. The rewards are after the game week 38 games have completed. Brentford defenders for the last 2 game weeks. I mean, you could do. I just can't see myself using a precious transfer on a defender. Like, what are you expecting? Like 1 clean sheet maximum. That's if you're lucky. Two blanks, probably more likely. And you've used a transfer for that. You've got 2 blanks in your defense already, surely. Flashback to Pinnock last season. Start with Marmoush or Murphy? I say Marmoush. Who should I captain? Mbermo, Rogers, or Bowen? Rogers is interesting for a captain. I think I'd be looking at Mbermo or Rogers. Maybe lean towards Mbermo. A little bit more reliable, isn't he? A little more reliable. One thing that does concern me about Rogers is that obviously he only scores FPL points when he is on your bench. So if everyone's starting him this week, does that mean Rogers guaranteed blank incoming? It kind of does, doesn't it? Ugh. Yeah. And I'm thinking about buying him this week. Crazy. I've got to buy someone though. Should I take the punt on captaining Saka? Not this week, no. As a Brighton fan, I'm captaining Salah. He always seems to own us. Currently, the only thing Salah owns is a nice virgin margarita on a beach in Ibiza. That's the only thing he owns right now. I mean, hey, there's some beaches in Brighton, so maybe that'll be the latest beach he attends, because that's where Liverpool are, Brighton Beach. Bowen or Eze? I play Bowen over Eze this week. Watkins triple captain. Let's go. Wow. Why bench Besso? I just prefer the other players in this free hit team. Salah doesn't drink. That's why it's a virgin margarita. Aha. Yes. Virgin means no alcohol. So I did think of that. Although, can you ever be sure? I know there's plenty of Muslim people who maybe you do enjoy the occasional drink behind closed doors, but I'll leave that one there. We'll leave that one there. Beto or Consa? You back the attacker, surely. Beto. Savinho or Neto? Oh, Neto, without a shadow of a doubt. Palmer -4. Sure, if you want to. Well, you can tell I don't drink, as I don't know anything about virgin thingamajig. Yeah, if it's like, you can have like, I don't know, a virgin version of a drink, which means no alcohol. Watkins to score a hat trick. He just called me. Not sure how I feel about that. Ahmad, you're not meant to admit that. Come on. You're not meant to admit that publicly. It's behind closed doors for a reason. Scott says, "Hi Dan, Martinez, Constant, and Rogers, one free transfer, top 10k -4 to what?" Yeah, Scott, if you want to keep that top 10k, my friend, you're probably gonna have to take that -4. That's the safe bet, right? If you want to play it safe, just get Watkins, just captain Watkins. I know it's not ideal. You're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to get rid of probably Konsa to like Mikalenko, right? Nolan, says, "Am I the only one who thinks Isak can and will score against Arsenal? Arsenal's defense isn't that great." You're not the only one. No, I will be benching my Arsenal defenders this week. There's a chance. Mamush, Konsa, Munoz, bench 1. Well, I guess Munoz. Start Areola or Rea. Yeah, I'm gonna start Areola. But if you want to play alongside the crowd, you probably pick one Arsenal defender and bench the other. If you include Raya as a defender or defensive asset, you play one of Raya, Saliba, Kivior, and bench the other. I think that's probably going to be what the crowd does. But if you've got decent cover, you've got decent other players, then go ahead and play them ahead of Arsenal. Tuan says, Mbermo and Wissa /Wood to Watkins and Rogers /Sharda for a hit. Well, I'd take Rogers over Sharda for sure. 4 points to top of my mini league. Leader likely goes for Watkins. Ooh. The thing is, like, you're really going to sell Mbermo? Is there no other player to sell? I just cannot see myself selling Mbermo. Like, ever. Or Wissa or Wood, really. Maybe you just don't make those moves. Particularly if you're behind in your mini league. 4 points is not that much, though. You kind of might want to cover that. Tough. I just don't think you can get rid of Mbermo and Wissa /Wood. These are good players. These are not players I'd want to be sacrificing for a -4. Would you still transfer Salah only being behind 14 points from first? 14 points. It depends on how many differences there are between your team and your leader's team. Like, how many players different? If you've got very similar teams, then 14 points is probably going to be difficult to catch up with unless you do something different. You only need to do one thing different. That could be simply a different captain, for example. I think I would be tempted to do Salah to Palmer, but I don't think it is something I would be confident in. Hala, yes, sell Salah to Palmer. Go for it. Actually, no, what am I talking about? No, don't do it. Don't, because it'd be a hit. You've already used the transfer. It's time for bed. You've used your transfer. Time to put the phone down, bro. Put the phone down. Jacka, if you're top 30k and leading your mini leagues by that amount of points, you just do what you want at this point, mate. You go crazy. It would be very, very difficult to bottle that lead now. But if you are just want to continue to play it safe, Watkins, yeah. Bench boost 37 or 38. Depends if your team looks better in game week 37 or it looks better in 38. When does your bench have the better fixtures? Evan Nielsen to Wissa or Vardy? I'm going to free hit in 38. I would do Vardy. -4 for McNeil? No way. Free hit 37 or 38? It depends. How similar does your current team look to this? If you've got a bit of overlap with this, even if it's only like 5 players, then that probably means you don't need to free hit this week. Free hit is stressful in game week 38, but it can throw up big advantages. I think the upsides in 38 are probably higher. So generally, I would say if you have a free hit, use it in game week 38. So that's what I'm going to say. Crispy says, "Ref, have a word." Who am I having a word with? I've got my cards ready to go. If we need to dish them out, we will. Georgie, I would not be triple captaining Vardy. I just cannot see. I cannot see myself ever doing that. It is too crazy, and that's coming from me. Everton at home is not a particularly good game, I don't think, for Isak. Isak's not even playing that well, really. Team news? Bro, we've got an hour till deadline. We've got an hour. Benchless, please, Dan. Certainly. Your wish is my command. Still tinkering with the moves for bench boost. Sold Williams for cash already. Would you sell Gibbs White for Rodgers or roll 2 free transfers next week? I mean, I would be very tempted to do Morgan Gibbs White to Rodgers. Because Rodgers is good for 2 weeks. So it's not like you're just selling him for 1 week. You also get Man United out of Rodgers next week as well. I think I'd do it. I think I'd do it. Like, that should give you a really strong squad going into game week 38, whereby you might not really need transfers to do anything. Carter, thank you, man. It's good to be back. It was not a holiday. It was a bachelor party, as they call them in America. It was intense. It was good though. I really liked Germany. First time going. But I have come back ill. So that's the bad news. Anand with the super chat says, would you do Isak to Vardy and then Sarr to Palmer for a -4 or Isak for Watkins? I'm down by 1 point in the mini league. He has triple captain chip left. I have 0 chips. Ooh. 1 point is not enough of a difference. You've still got a really good chance without having to do anything crazy. Isak to Watkins. Hope the rest of your team do the business, and then we can go into game week 38 and try and think at that point, do we need to do something crazy or can we protect? 1 point difference in a mini league is nothing, man. You can go safe this week, I think, and go for Watkins. And I'm also going to do you all a favour by not buying Watkins, I think. What is a bachelor party in England? A stag do? Yes, stag do. But I've said like a few times, like, I'm on a stag do, and people are like, what is a stag do? And I didn't really realise that we only say stag do in the UK. It's very much a UK-centric phrase. Or am I wrong about that? Is there anywhere else in the world that's used the term stag do when referring to what in other countries might be known as a bachelor party? Which is a safer option for captain than to cover other players and Burmo or Watkins? And Burmo and Watkins are going to be probably the two most popular captains for this week. So you're going to want to have those two covered if you do want to play super safe. New Zealand uses stag do. Well, yeah, that tracks. I feel like New Zealand is we're like cousins. The UK and New Zealand. Like long lost cousins on the opposite side of the globe. Who to bench out of Areola and Watkins? What kind of question is that? you can't play one goalkeeper, man. You can't play two. Oh, that gave me a chuckle. Mark, did you say the wrong player, my friend? If you did, it doesn't matter. I appreciate the laugh. Thank you, my friend. There is a decent amount of players on the bench list now, guys. So hopefully a lot of your bench-related questions should be answered. Oh, I meant Raya. Yeah, like, it's tough, right? The safe thing is to probably play Raya. But I feel like Areola's my guy. I feel like Areola's my guy over Raya. That's what I'm doing. I'm definitely playing Areola over Raya. But just because I'm doing something, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a smart thing to do, as we may have learned a few times over the course of this season. Canada says stag. There we go. More cousins in Canada. There we have it. Jacka says, thanks for the answers, Dan. I think you also deserve some credit for my success this year. I was watching your videos the whole season. Honestly, mate, I'm glad. I'm glad to have helped. I'm glad you've been watching the videos. I hope you've enjoyed them. But yeah, man, you've done the work. You've got to take the credit for yourself. Congratulations on a great season. Now let's see it out. Ollie Phillips with a super chat says, hi, Dan, do you think Pau Torres will start looking to play him as a defensive differential this week? He has been starting, right? Or it's kind of been him and Mings, right? But right now it's... Oh, it was Mings last game, but before that was Torres. Let's say yes. I'm going to say... I feel like if you have him, you've got to play him though, right? He's available. Is he not? It's not an injury issue. No. Yeah, I think you got to play him. You got to give it a go. Triple captain Palmer or Watkins? Watkins. Go Watkins, I think. All right, guys. By the way, there's under an hour until the deadline. Not long now. Kia says, you don't understand how fun FPL is unless the season break is going on. Honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself when the FPL season ends. I'm going to go on vacation for a week. But then when I get back, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. What can you do? If there's no FPL, I guess watch the Club World Cup. It'll be interesting to see some teams from all over the world. FPL Summer Camp, yeah, they will have FPL Summer Camp, of course. But that's not going to be every day, I don't think. Sultan says, Evan Nilsson or Delap to fund Watkins. I think Evan Nilsson. Or sell Salah / De Bruyne for Rodgers, Asensio, or Saka. Ooh. You know, if you're going to get Saka anyway, you can't do De Bruyne to Saka. That wouldn't work, would it? Could you do... I guess Evan Nilsson is the sensible answer. That's the sensible choice. Sultan. Are you still going Salah to Palmer for the -4? I think I am, my friends. Yeah. I think I am. Marmoush or Isak for Watkins? If you can afford Marmoush straight to Watkins, I would probably do that. Where would you put Bournemouth defenders on this bench list? Oh, like at the bottom. Right at the bottom. What happened to the tier list? The tier list kind of got replaced by buy, sell, keep, avoid with a new buy, sell, keep, avoid format, which kind of orders players in tier lists. So it kind of didn't really make sense to have two tier list videos since buy, sell, keep, avoid is now like tier lists, like combined. I should probably make that more clear in the titles of those buy, sell, keep, avoid videos. Would you rather start Wissa or KDB? Oh, both, man, both. I guess. Oh, I guess Wissa. And you got to just pray KDB plays 120 minutes in the FA Cup final. I love the new buy, sell, keep, avoid. It's like you get two videos in one. Oh, it's mega, isn't it? It's why the buy, sell, keep, avoid videos are now 30 minutes long. It's because we talk about so many players in those videos. I love the format though. I really do. I'm so glad we managed to rework it in a way that I think is genuinely a good video, because I haven't been happy with the old format of buy, sell, keep, avoid for years, man. Will O'Brien play? I think so. It looks positive on him. Where would you put Luis Diaz? I'd put him in Dubai, where he currently is, probably. Max overall rank 127k, 12 points behind mini league rival. I don't think I can handle the risk of taking a hit, so probable move is Isak to Watkins. Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think you are probably right. Where would you put Bruno Fernandes? Good question, to be fair. Okay. Is he guaranteed minutes? This could be the rest, right? He played last game week. This could be the rest. Let's go below Eze, below Alanga, and you know what? Chelsea, even if he plays against Chelsea, it's a good defense, Chelsea. Let's go. This is tough. Let's go here. He's a penalty taker, man. Like, you've got to give him some props for that. Yaya says, -4, Isak to Watkins, Sarr to Rogers, bench Marmoush. I mean, you don't have to do both of those. You could just do Isak to Watkins, no hit, and play Marmoush. Which I think I would probably prefer to do. Probably. But if you just want to take a risk and, you know, take the hit, then it's not a bad hit. It's not a bad hit. Any thoughts on Beto? If you were mentioning him, yeah, it could work out. He's okay. Obviously, he scored a couple of goals recently. Good for, I'll say good for this week against Southampton. Southampton have not been like crazy easy to play against recently. So I do wonder. But and also Newcastle in game week 38 is not great. I think Beto's, you know, is a decent 1 week punt. That's what he is. He's a decent 1 week punt if you want to try something a bit different. Krishan says, to get to Watkins, I would need to sell a Villa player, Conta, and take a -4. Is it worth it or sell Marmoush for another striker? If so, who? For context, I'm 20k right now. I mean, if I was 20k right now, Oh, I mean, I'm crazy. 20k would not be good enough for me, and I'd be pushing even higher, or trying to push even higher. Ugh, but that's my poor mentality. Never satisfied. That's what one good season does for you guys. You'll never be satisfied again in FPL. um, so I, I think I would. I think if I'm trying to put my sensible hat on, I would take the -4. Swap Concert for, I mean, ideally Kukurea, but I mean, like a Mikolenko is fine, and then you can make the Watkins move. It's the sensible thing. If you've got a good rank, if you're doing well, it's got to be done. You just got to get Watkins. He's the safe. He's the safe bet. He's the safe bet. All top managers agree. Watkins is the guy. It's not even just me. Raya versus Pope. I mean, you play Arsenal defenders over Newcastle defenders, I think. Eze to Roger/Asensio for a -4. I don't like it in isolation, no. If it funds something else, then maybe. Amarim for assistant manager? Not a chance. Not a chance. Would you do Cunha to Watkins and bench Isak for Elanga? No, I would play Isak over Elanga. Should I buy Palmer and Burmo or Bowen? I prefer Palmer out of those three. Would Wissa or Isak to Watkins for free? I mean, Isak to Watkins seems like the obvious one, does it not? Or Wood. Maybe Wood. Not Wissa, though. Maybe Wood. But, like, is there anything... If you do Isak to Watkins, would that money be beneficial next week to maybe get to Saka? If so, that's got to be considered. Raya or Pope, I already answered. It is Raya over Pope, I think. Could be Arsenal bias showing, but I think the bookmakers fancy an Arsenal clean sheet higher than Newcastle, which is not surprising, given Arsenal are the home team and probably the better team. That's more debatable. Sell Isak or Cunha for Watkins. If you're playing safe, sell Cunha. If you're playing risky, sell Isak. Triple captain Wood, definitely not. Or Palmer. Oh, Palmer triple captain. Don't tempt me with a good time. Do not threaten me with a good time. Triple captain Palmer. I cannot, in good faith, recommend you do that. I would save the triple captain for next week. If you're triple captaining this week, it's probably going to be Watkins. Palmer has the potential to be good, but it is so risky. So risky. Marmoush or Watkins? Oh, Watkins all day. That's an easy question. If you're trying to stay in the top 10k, should I get Watkins in for a -4? Yes. Mohamed's going to take the risk. What, and triple captain Palmer? Oh, dear. Okay. Well, I wish you the best of luck. Where would you rank Vardy on the bench list? I wouldn't bench Vardy, so he wouldn't go on the bench list, unfortunately. Should I do Isak to Watkins and Salah to Palmer for a -4, chasing rank? Well, that's what I'm doing. Actually, no, I'm not quite doing that. Yeah, it's interesting. It is interesting. Depends how badly you're chasing. I'm gonna go without Watkins this week, so you guys can have the points. Cena says, thanks for the awesome content. I have 19-point lead in my mini league. Got Watkins captain, 2 free transfers left, and Pep assistant manager. Should I go for Potter or get Bowen/KDB? You could save those free transfers. I think Pep assistant manager is fine, but if you want to you want to try something big, which you don't need to do because you're leading your mini league. You don't need to try something big. You could go for Potter, assistant manager, if you want to do something big. But like, yeah, if you're leading your mini league, you just got to use those transfers on trying to make your team as, I guess, normal, standard, boring as possible. Can we see your team? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Haven't locked in transfers yet. It will be for a -4. But that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're working with at the moment. So I'm gonna go no Watkins, and I'm gonna regret it. Oh, am I gonna regret it? Not really. I think I've kind of accepted my fate for this season. It's taken me a while, but I've accepted my fate. And I've accepted my L. Interesting, no Salah. Yeah, selling Salah for Palmer. And then get a captain Palmer. Which is good fun. Replace Concert or Martinez to free up Aston Villa's slot. And for who? Thinking Concert to Kukurea. I like Concert to Kukurea. I like that. I like that. I've got Marmoush, Savinho, Eza, and Mateta. Would you take a -4 either this week or next? I think you got to do something. Savinho and Mateta in particular are super high risk players, less likely to start than start. You're going to have to get rid of one of them. Rob the editor says, I'm also in the no Watkins group, looking to maximize the variance to hopefully catch up to first in my mini league. Either going to captain Neto or Haaland. Gotta be dumb. Gotta be dumb. If you're not winning your mini leagues, guys, you gotta do something. You gotta do something. Curtis, I agree with you. I think there's a good chance Marmoush plays in Gameweek 37. But if I had Sharda, I would play Sharda ahead of him, I think. TK says, is anyone considering Beto captain? Chat, what we saying? Beto captain, yes or no? Is anyone else thinking about it? Rogers captain to be different? I don't hate it. I prefer like a penalty taker though. Put yourself in a position to be lucky. What would your free hit team look like? Oh, well. Here's one I made earlier. That's what my free hit team would look like if I was on a free hit this week. I respect a differential captain this week. Me too. No, you know what? I respect a differential captain every week. I am a big fan. Sometimes it's more foolish than other times, though. I don't think this week, honestly, what are we looking at? 51% Watkins captain rate according to the chat poll. Yeah, I mean, you could take a risk. You could take a risk. See you later, Nando Loris. Cunha, KDB, and Burnway bench 1. Is it time to bring back the bench list? I think it could well be. Go big or go home, Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. Asensio took the penalties when he was on right. He missed them both, though, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's an interesting one with Aston Villa. The confirmed penalty taker is Marcus Rashford. But when Rashford's not playing, it is a penalty share between Watkins, McGinn, Tielemans, who's injured, and Asensio. Have I missed anyone there? I don't think so. So there's a few penalty takers. Of course, it's really difficult. If with Watkins, you arguably don't want him to take a penalty because his hit rate is not fantastic. So yeah, you could lose points if Watkins is on penalties, to be honest. But I don't know if he will be anyway. Like Asensio redemption is a possibility. Or you know, passing it over to McGinn. I don't know. It's so difficult to say. So difficult to say. Would you play Munoz over Sarr? I guess so, yeah. Might captain Neto for the hilarious EO stat I'll see on the hub later. Yeah, I mean, that could be quite crazy. Quite phenomenal. Which striker is a bigger sell, Marmoush or Mateta? I would say Mateta. Beto or Watkins for Marmoush? Watkins is your sensible. Watkins over Wissa for a -4? Nah. Nah, not for a -4. Chasing rank, worth it to risk and captain KDB? Possibly. TK says, if you're ranked top 10k, who would you captain then? I would captain Watkins. If I'm answering your question how I think you want it to be answered, then the answer is Watkins. My issue is because I've finished 243rd in the world, is top 10k even good enough for me anymore? I mean, obviously, yes, it's fantastic. But, and yes, it would be good enough. It would be a rank I would be happy with. Just, yeah, let's just clarify that. But there's always that thought of like, can we push it one step further? Can we go for the jugular? We've done it before. Can we do it again? So that would be in my head. But no, like I think at this point you got to secure that top 10k. Top 10k is like the promised land. If you can secure it, then you do it. Particularly if you've never done it before, like amazing. Watkins versus Wissa? I mean, it's Watkins, easy. Callum says, why is no one buying Haaland? I've bought him in. Well, I don't think his minutes are absolutely secure in game week 37 and 38. He's only just come back from injury. If he starts in the FA Cup final, then that does put his minutes into some doubt for game week 37 and indeed 38. So I think that's why people are like a little over it. Also, Bournemouth at home, it's an okay fixture, but it's not like a phenomenal fixture. Hub thinks Saka would outscore my captain Palmer. Hub doesn't know it all. I disagree for what it's worth. Alan says 2 free transfers next week or sell Salah to Palmer. Chasing. If you're chasing, you're going to need a differential captain, and Palmer might be that guy. Is Watkins starting? I don't know, but I don't see why he wouldn't be. I don't see why he wouldn't start. Is Kivior nailed? I'm questioning that a little bit. I think when Calafiori is back, which he should be soon, I do wonder if he does get some minutes ahead of Kivior in game week 38. So I don't know. I don't think I'd be going for Kivior at this point. I don't think. If Watkins doesn't start, FPL podcast next week will be fun. Honestly, you're right. To be fair, Game Week 36 podcast, I said Haaland wouldn't start, but I was wrong about that. Football is a strange game, but Watkins will almost certainly start. There's always a small doubt, but with any player, but yeah, Watkins is going to start. Come on, let's be real. Sean says, start Munoz on Marmoush. I would start Marmoush. Matt here with a super chat as well says, Saliba to Kivior, Mateta to Watkins. Oh, no, we can't do that. We can't do... I'm not... I literally just said about Kivior, didn't I? De Bruyne or Salah to Saka next week. You need to free up some money. I don't think that's the way I would do it. I would find a different way. Downgrade another one of your forwards. If there is a midfielder you don't like, if you've got a Ismail Assar or an Eza in your team, downgrade them to a Shada or a Rogers or a Enzo. There's lots of ways of freeing up a little bit of budget whilst improving your team, rather than doing what is a backwards move really, Saliba to Kivior. So I try and find another route. Would you sell Cunha or Isak for Watkins? I would sell Isak if you want to take a risk. I would sell Cunha if you want to play it safe. Isak to Watkins is a pretty popular move this week, though. Indeed. But a lot of people will keep Isak. A lot of people will. Play Bradley or Konsa? Got to play Konsa. God, everyone's going crazy, aren't they? Trying to get Watkins. Jack says, Dan, get on the phone to Emery and ask for the lineup. Do I have to? Thing is, I can't. Sometimes, particularly over the phone, I do struggle to understand his accent. My good friend Unai. But you guys need to know. So I'm going to have to ring him, aren't I? And the phone is just leaning there, doing nothing. Do I have to ring Unai? What if I don't understand his accent and I get it wrong? Just try? Alright, fine. But if I tell you the lineup for Aston Villa and it's wrong, it's because I've misunderstood him. Not because it's a fake phone. And I actually don't know Unai Emery. Because I do. I do know him. I'm not even that close with him. This is going to be so awkward. But fine. Hello, Unai. Yeah. Good evening. Yeah. It is good evening. Yeah. No. Yeah, I know. No, yeah. Tapas is really good. It really is nice. But I actually have a question. Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't really take siestas, mate. So I don't know. I just have I just wanted to. Unai. Sorry, I am we're in a bit of a rush here, mate, and I know you've got the game in an hour or so. So can I just ask what the lineup is going to be for this evening? Evening for this evening. Yep. Okay. Is it all right if I just say repeat back each player as you say? Is that okay? Yep. All right. Martinez, Dina, Pau, Konsa, Cash, Kamara, Onana, McGinn, Rogers, Asensio, Watkins. Okay. I don't know. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, listen. Yeah, I don't really play paddle anymore. So yeah, Yeah, sorry, man. Can I? Oh. Yeah, mate. Yeah, cool. All right. Well, I gotta go. Actually do have to go. So can I just say good luck for the game tonight? And if there's a chance of an early sub for Watkins, I wouldn't turn it down. Yep. All right, mate. Okay. Adios. Bye. Bye. Jesus Christ. Oh. Well, there you go. There's the team news for you for Aston Villa. But man, he does go on a bit. He does like to chat. He really does. He was on about all the things he was having for his tapas this week. Like, do I really need to know? Half an hour before an FPL deadline, and I've got to listen to what cured meats he's eaten this week. It's not interesting. But I appreciate him giving me the line. I just don't get on with him that well. I'd rather not ring Unai. I'd rather stick with Eddie Howe. Me and Eddie Howe are good mates. So, I always have a good chat with him. But Unai, just not my people, man. He's not my people. Anyway, Back to business. Back to business. Alternate attacks. What on earth is this? What are you doing? This fake super chat. Sure, does this work? Like, that's funny. Don't get me wrong, that's funny. Guys, look in the chat right now. Alternate attacks. Super chat, and he's put a money emoji, and then has written $50 with a dollar sign after the 50. I respect that. I respect that. But obviously, I cannot respond to the fake super chat because it will create a pandemic of fake super chats. The chat would just be full of fake super chats. I mean, it's my fault for acknowledging it, but the fake super chat is unreal. Like, I respect that. I really do. But I can't respond to it, unfortunately. Everyone will do it. Oh dear. So it's already started. It's already started. What have you done? What have you done? Start Raya or Cells? I think I would start Cells over Raya. 50 is a bit cheap. I don't think so. $50 would be like one of my biggest ever super chats. Like maybe top 3. Or maybe even top 1. Has anyone ever done more than $50 in super chat before? I don't think so. That would probably be my number 1 super chat ever. Wow. Look at all these fake super chats. Crazy. I'm not answering any of them. Get Watkins or get Watkins for Marmouche or Bank. I would get Watkins for Marmouche. And that's the sensible move. Start Kanate or Saliba. I think I would start Saliba. Bruno will play. I don't know if Bruno's going to play or not. I think he is at high risk of rotation. Neto or McNeil? Oh, definitely Neto. Definitely Neto. Chicken nuggets or tenders? Depends on what mood I'm in. I like both. When everyone is super, no one will be. What is a super chat? It's where you pay money for priority chat response. It actually is really helpful for supporting streamers and creators, to be honest. Is Matson starting? I wouldn't bet on it. I think if I was understanding his accent correctly when I was on the phone to Unai, I think he said Dino was going to start. I think he said Dino. And then on the wing, he either said McGinn or Marlon. I couldn't quite get it if it was McGinn or Marlon. So we'll have to find out. Double Villa or play Munoz? I got no problem with double Villa. I've got no problem with that. Saka and Evan Nilsson for -4 in 38. Yeah, I'm thinking similar, to be honest, Jojo. I'm thinking similar. Main man Dan says, is Ollie Watkins worth buying in? I'm 500k overall, but my mini league leader has Ollie Watkins. I mean, honestly, if you are like behind, you're chasing, you want to have some fun with it, Ollie Watkins is not really gonna gain you too much. You will still gain from going for Ollie Watkins. You still will gain from him. If assuming you captain Ollie Watkins, you can still gain from him. But there are bigger gains to be had elsewhere. If you need a miracle. And that's exactly what I need, a miracle. Which is why I'm not even buying Watkins. Which I know I'm going to regret, but I've got to do it for the boys. I've got to do it for you guys. I cannot curse Watkins. I'm that kind of guy. Doing it out of the kindness of my heart. Start Barnes or Marmouche? Marmouche. Cunha to Watkins? Yep, that works. Double City or play Wan-Bissaka / Saliba? I think I'll just go double City. Wan-Bissaka I don't mind, though. I don't think I'd play Saliba. Would Enzo be ahead of Murphy on the bench list? Yes. Would you sell Mateta to Evanilson 1 week early if I have Saar playing? Maybe, to be fair. Maybe. Palmer triple captain. I'm winning this. You're not. You're really not. I know Palmer captain's going to fail because I'm captaining Palmer. Chris says best cheap defender 4.5 or less to play in 38. To play in 38. I wouldn't be counting on clean sheets in game week 38. I wouldn't be counting on that. Where would you even go? Cheap defender for 38. Like, I guess Bournemouth defender against Leicester is a possibility. That's all I can think of. But even that, I wouldn't be like... I'd rather just stick with whatever I had right now than make any kind of defender transfer. Do you think Fabianski will start today? No. No, I don't. HBK Neil says, I've got Eze and Munoz in my 11 with Sarr and Burn on the bench. Is it worth taking a -4 to swap someone? Should I start Burn? Annoying game week. It is an annoying game week. I'd be okay. I'd be fine with playing Munoz. I think that's fine. Eze is risky, but hey, I think you stick with what you got rather than take a -4. Unless you got a midfielder in mind that you really like the look of. Bowen captain, thoughts? It's risky, man. It's risky. Missed my super chat, did I? Was it a fake super chat? Was it one of those many, many fake super chats? Yes, it probably was because I can't find anything. Salah to Palmer, thoughts? Well, I'm doing it. Niju, that's a yellow card. Clivert, please. On the bench list. I mean, we do have a bit of room. We could throw Clivert on here, couldn't we? He's not going to go very high. Let's put him down there. Is that right? Or is that harsh? No, his rotation risk right now. He's low. He's low. Play Eza or Marmouche on the bench. Both of those players are on the bench list on screen for you guys. Yeah, if you do have bench-related questions, by the way, guys, a lot of them are covered on screen for you guys. It's there to help you guys. Start Henderson or Areola. Probably Areola. Play Salah or Wissa. If you have Salah, you don't bench him. In fact, let's just get any question out of the way about Salah and stick him at the top here. Assistant manager Potter. Arup with a super chat here says, hey Dan, got triple captain left. Whom should I use it on? Captain option this week are Bowen, Watkins, and Burmo, Wissa, or wait for next week. Either this week on Watkins or wait next week for Saka. Probably Saka. I think I'm edging towards Saka, but I am an Arsenal fan, so I have to acknowledge I have some bias. So yeah, that's what you're down to. Or you could potentially do Salah next week as well if you wanted to. Potentially. Sorry, just got a funny message in my group chat. FPL. Hello, Dan. Should I get Palmer to Eze and Vardy to Wissa using a free hit? If you're on a free hit right now, then yeah, I would get Vardy and Palmer in for sure. Captain Decore risky. Captain Decore is beyond risky. That's just ridiculous. Start Milenkovic, Williams, or Sessegnon. I would start Williams. Bravin, your question is answered on screen. Wissa or Wood captain? Neither. Neither. You hate Palmer that much? No, I hate myself that much. That I'm going to captain Palmer. Bill with a £9.99 super chat. Wow, generous. Thank you very much, Bill. I appreciate that, man. Yes, Dan, would you do Salah to Palmer for -4 and captain? That is, Bill, that is exactly what I am doing. 40 points behind my mini league, and he won't own Palmer or just captain Watkins, which he may have. Thanks. Yeah, 40 point gap. You got to do something quite extraordinary. And that may involve selling Salah to Palmer and captaining him. Like 40 points is a lot. It's difficult to kind of close that kind of gap in 2 game weeks. And you're certainly not going to do it by doing the same thing as he is. So I'm going to say yes, Salah to Palmer for a -4. Don't get me wrong, like the more likely scenario is that gap gets bigger. And you're going to be 45, 50 points behind your mini league rival now. But you put yourself in a position where you could half that gap, potentially. You give yourself a chance to get fortunate, to get lucky, and then leave the rest with fate. Who's the highest ceiling for the rest of the season? Watkins or Wissa? Probably Watkins. Probably Watkins. Do you reckon Marmoush is starting? If I had to guess, I'd say yes, but it's so difficult to say between now and Man City's game. There's too much time. There's an FA Cup final there. Bill says, thanks, Dan. Gave you a tenner to thank you for the excellent content again this season. Great fun and advice. No problem, Bill. Thank you. I appreciate it. Anytime. The pleasure is absolutely mine. And thank you so much for joining me over the year. And I hope you'll be back next year as well. But this year is not done yet. We are not quite done yet. 2 more weeks of pain and torture to go. Would you keep or sell Haaland? I think I'd keep him. Sell Savinho to Gibbs. Why? No, definitely would not do that. Or Marmoush to Wood. No, I don't think I'd do that either. I don't think I like either of those, really. You do Savinho to like a Rodgers or a Neto, maybe. I think I prefer something like that. Couple more super chats. Anand says, worth Salah to Palmer for -4 in 37, so I can get Saka in 38. Down 1 in mini league, and he has triple captain left. I have 0. Maybe he triple captains in Saka in 38. Not sure. Down 1 point. Is there a 1 point difference? That's not much. You can have other routes to get to Saka next week. I don't think you have to make that -4. It's not a big gap. You don't need to do anything crazy. I don't think I'd do it. There'll be other routes to get Saka next week. There will. Like even selling like a Marmoush or a Mateta or I don't know, whatever forward you have down to a Evan Nilsson will allow you to upgrade someone to Saka quite nicely. So yeah, I think you gotta be a little careful here. Paredes says start Cash or one of Isak and Murphy. I start with Raya and Kivior. Oh, you play Isak and you bench Kivior, I think. You start Cash and Isak and bench Kivior and Murphy. Surely. Yeah. I was gonna say let's say that. Enzo this week, yeah, could work out, could do well. Potentially. Cunha or Isak out for Watkins. Cunha, if you want to take, if you want to sell Cunha, if you want to play safe, sell Isak if you want to play risky. Right, I need to probably make my transfers. There's not going to be any early team news, is there? We never get Villa leaks, Mark, unfortunately. I don't know if Dina will start or not. But no, we never get Villa leaks, ever. I mean, I can't think of a time where we have ever got Aston Villa leaks, to be honest. Right, let's lock in these transfers, guys. Oh, crap. I accidentally broke the deadline thing. All right, well, let's just fix that quickly before we do anything else. There we go. Right. This is so stupid. I can't believe I'm going in with no Watkins. This is ridiculous. It's got to be done, though. I've got to just try something, right? And pray for a Watkins blank. It's not going to happen, but we must pray. We must pray. Do it, Dan. Let us have the points. All right, Watkins owners. I'll do this for you. I'll do this for you. You've got guaranteed points. As soon as I click this button, Watkins is guaranteed to get an FPL return. Am I sure about this? No. But who cares? My season's done. Right, let's let's figure out this team. Go something like this. Like that. And let's put the vice captain on Rodgers. Or in Burmo. Burmo. Right, save. Thoughts? Do I have any chips left? No. Oh, there we have it. There we have it. That's my team. I'm locked in. Oh, I could go to bed. Good night, everyone. I might be cooked. Yeah. Yeah, I probably am cooked. I mean, my whole season's cooked, so it's interesting though, right? It's interesting. Vardy hat-trick, I did try and tell you. Well, let's see. I don't think Vardy's going to score a hat-trick, but if you do. Dan, what's your thoughts on Bowen, captain? I don't hate it, but I think there are better options this week. It could be worse. Just remember everyone scrambling to get Wissa last week who got 1 point. It is true. It is true. And Wissa was in good form. Much better form than Watkins is. I think you know, if you're chasing, going against Watkins is a bet worth taking. You never know. Like we saw Wissa last week, you never know what might happen. But I do think Watkins is a good pick. I really do think he's a good pick. And if I was even top 50k right now, I would be all over Watkins. All over him. Without a second thought. I'd probably still do the Salah to Palmer move because I've got a screw loose, but nah, Watkins is what it's all about. Spurs are terrible though. People said the same thing about Ipswich last week. I agree with you. I'm Wissa was a good pick last week. Watkins is a good pick this week. But just because a player is a good pick doesn't mean they're guaranteed results. It just means that results are likely. I'm picking Areola over Raya because I am chasing, yeah. But to be honest, like, I think arguably it's not such a bad move. Lads, it's Tottenham. No, true words, true words. That's why I got Rodgers. That's why I've gone for Rodgers. There's no reason to keep Salah, to be fair. If you're chasing and you know you're not going to captain Salah between now and the end of the season, you know, you could definitely sell him. How come you didn't choose Saka instead of Palmer? Because I can't really captain Saka this week, but I can captain Palmer. That's pretty much it. That's the reason. Mbermo or Rodgers for captain? I think Mbermo's probably a sensible choice. Would you start Sarr or Isak? I would start Isak. I would indeed. What's the time that side, Dan? 10 to 1 in China. Wow. Staying up late, my friend. At least it's Friday. Wait, is it Friday? Or Saturday in China? I have no idea. Is it a working day tomorrow? Or today? Depending on how you look at it. Who knows? It is 10 minutes to 6 p.m. in the UK. Or like 8 minutes to 6. 8.5 minutes to 6. Sarr to start? I don't think so. I mean, like, maybe. He's like 50-50. If you had a free hit available, I would choose this team I made earlier. There you go. Take a screenshot, pause the stream if you need it as a reference. But if I was to free hit in Gameweek 37, this is the team I would choose for you guys. It's Saturday in China. China, give us spoilers. How did Watkins do? I think that's how it works. Anyone for whom it is Saturday? Like, I think there's a few Australians and Kiwis in the chat. Can you let us know how Watkins did? Did he score? Kyle, does this count as the early kickoff? I thought the early kickoff exclusively means the 12:30 Saturday kickoff. Zane says Palmer scored 4 goals. Watkins blanked. Man, you know what I would do for that to be true? My season might be saved if that's true. Like, against all odds, I would actually not be completely cooked. It would be a miracle of epic proportions that I so desperately need. But if we're honest, that's not going to happen. If you had both Watkins and Palmer, who are you captaining? I personally am chasing, so I would captain Palmer. But if I'm not chasing, you captain Watkins every time. Surely this is the very early kickoff then. It doesn't work like that. Fridays don't count as the early kickoff. I don't think. Fraser says, off to the game. I'll let you know. Up the Villa. P.S. Marlon will get minutes. All right. We'll see. We'll see. Enjoy, Fraser. I hope Watkins blanks. Rumours coming from New Zealand that Watkins blanked. Rodgers brace. Oh. Please. Watkins not going to do anything. It's too obvious. Is everyone trying to reverse jinx it? Everyone's trying to reverse jinx. Shall I try a reverse jinx? Let's try a reverse jinx on Twitter. I'm trying a reverse jinx. Ollie Watkins is 100% scoring tonight. There is literally no way he doesn't. Congrats on the FPL points. Actually, lock those. No, bank those How do I phrase this? Bank those FPL points now. Count those FPL points. And then, is there an emoji of someone counting? There we go, an abacus. And a fire emoji as well. Wow, we're that confident. We are talking this in. There's literally no chance he doesn't. We're gonna try. I mean, it goes either way. Either I'm wrong and I win, or I'm right and I'm right. It's done. The deed is done. This is where he gets a like 4 assists, and I lose, and I lose. I'd call this the forgotten kickoff. It's not often we get a 7:30 Friday, to be fair. It's not very often. I've got not long till deadline now, guys. Just 3 minutes. Make sure you guys have locked your team, saved your team, ordered your bench. Kit is fire. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. It's this the Naruto special. It is the Naruto special. How long we got? Haaland starting? Oh, who knows, man? That's like so far away. Well. Oh my word. FPL Olympian just captained Watkins. No, this can't be true. Cannot be true. Oh my word. Oh my word. I don't know if you heard about this guy. I don't know if you heard about this guy, but he is the ultimate jinx. But we don't believe in jinxes here. We don't believe in curses. We don't believe in reverse jinxes or anything like that. It's not true. They are not real. So let's think with our heads and our brains and think sensibly here. Okay, here for FPL says, mate, bench 2, Raya, Kivior, Williams, Martinez. I play Martinez and I play Williams, so I bench Raya and Kivior. There we go. You got a minute to lock that in. If you want to play it safe, you could maybe play Kivior instead of Williams, but that's about as far as I'd go. I'd play Martinez ahead of Raya. Mark says, who would I put first on the bench, Saliba or Sarr? I'm going to go for like the defenders first on my bench just because I think their minutes are more secure, more chance of a 2-pointer. And I think, you know, Sarrs and Matatas of this world are at risk of 1-pointers. But Sarr maybe better minutes than Matata. Go for Sarr first. Quick, Captain Rogers. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. We're going to captain Cole Palmer. He's going to score a hat-trick of penalties. I can feel it already. Oh, I can feel it already. I'm going to get my Chelsea scarf out. We're going to get the Chelsea scarf out when he does. Oh, yes, we will. Right. 40 seconds, guys. It is almost time. I can't even believe it. Those asking for like team news and FPL decisions, there is not enough time for me to answer, even if I had the answers, because you have 20 seconds until deadline. Lock it in, guys. Am I definitely saved? Hang on, let me just get this up on my phone so I can get a screenshot. There we go. Damn, pick my entire team with 10 seconds to go before deadline. Yeah, let's go. It is locked. That was loud. The deadline has passed for the penultimate time. Wow. Wow. One more deadline to go. That is it for this season of FPL. That's crazy, guys. That is actually crazy. We are almost done with FPL. But even though there is only one deadline left, there is still 2 game weeks left. We've got 2 big fixtures tonight. And then we've got to wait all through Saturday, pretend we like the FA Cup before we can actually get stuck in and play FPL again on Sunday. Well, I say play FPL. FPL plays with you, really, as soon as the deadline goes. Before the deadline, you're playing FPL. After the deadline, FPL plays you. So that's a good quote. We should put that on a poster and frame it. Right. My last time backing Palmer, knowing my luck, he will let me down again. Probably. We've come a long way. Indeed, we have. Yo, I am Gucci says, that is madness. Only found your channel middle of the season. Love the content. Win, lose, and draw. All the blanks in between. Legend, mate. Thank you so much for joining me. FPL is too time consuming. Thinking of skipping it next season. You will miss it when it's gone, Sean. As soon as you go to the summer break, you will miss it. And then FPL will launch. And you will want to play all over again. We will go again. The FPL never leaves you. It never leaves you. It never leaves your soul. Once you're in, you're in. And if you don't make your team for game week 1, you'll regret it. And you'll make a team for game week 2, but you'll be 1 game week down, 1 game week less points than the crowd. Which is mad. Right. I benched Wissa for Sharda. Interesting. I don't know if I would have done that. Frimpong next season is going to be fire. Frimpong next season is going to be 6.5 million. And I don't know if I fancy Liverpool's defence with Frimpong in it. He's not a defender. Will he even be, like, listed as a defender, do we think? Surely he is, because he's being brought in as a defender. But he's not really a defender, is he? He plays right mid too. He won't play right mid for Liverpool. He'll play right back. You're probably right, mate. FOMO. It happens to the best of us, Sean. What are your plans for the summer, channel-wise? I mean, I've got some video ideas that are kind of just like more casual, chatty videos that aren't necessarily about specific game weeks of FPL, but more just general chat. We're going to have some guests on the channel as well. But yeah, if you have any video idea suggestions, like, I would love to hear them. How long is the summer break? So I think FPL will likely be launched in July. So we're looking at all of June. All of June will be no FPL to play. At minimum. FIFA streaming. If I can be bothered, maybe. Will Sticks at FPL take a hiatus? I guess so. I don't know. We might do some episodes over the summer. I don't know. It's not even guaranteed to come back next season, because I have to admit I have lost a little bit of money producing that podcast. It's I'm like down several thousands of pounds for the studio space and the editing and everything, which I haven't got time to do myself. And I still put a lot of time into it, but I don't have time to do everything. It's yeah. So I don't know. I might keep it going, but I don't really want to lose any more money. But I the difficulty is my time is so constrained that I've got ideas and things I want to do, but with the podcast, but I don't have the time to to do it. So I don't know what we're going to do. I think we're probably going to have to, and I've been putting this off for the 5 years on this YouTube channel, 5 or more than 5 years. And we're probably going to have to like actually start doing like memberships, Patreon type stuff, which I've always tried to avoid doing. But it's coming to a point where I'm so busy trying to do everything that, you know, podcast is hard to produce. Like I want to put out short form content, but I don't have the time. I think the difficulty is that, like, with a lot of other content creators, and this is going to sound like a dig, but it's really not a dig at all. Like they spend less time on the video edits. I choose to spend more time. It is largely unnecessary because I know I can put zero effort into a video edit, and it will still get views. Don't get me wrong, but like I need to put 100% into every edit. I need to make sure things are good. I need to make sure I'm learning and improving videos as we go, improving the setup, improving the quality of stuff. I have to keep doing it, and this thing takes time and it costs money, and yeah, well, we'll see. But anyway, we'll revisit that conversation over the summer. Maybe it's perfectionism versus actual effect on the viewer. Yeah, I mean, for sure it is perfectionism. I know I'm definitely a perfectionist, but like, I genuinely don't. I don't think this channel would survive where there are so many other FPL channels out there. You have to stand out in some way, and if you don't stand out, you know, you're probably doomed to failure unless you're, you know, there are some channels that do well despite not really being too different. Well, that's usually because, you know, they're getting, you know, a top 10k rank every season or something like that, and that goes a long way. But whilst I'm finishing, you know, outside the top 100k in the world, you know, for a lot of people, they'll be like, yeah, well, we understand, like, the content and the creator's rank is, you know, that's separate. You can still be a good content creator and you can still provide good advice without necessarily taking it yourself. The majority of people probably don't understand that. So for the people who, you know, that they will only go to a YouTube channel, they don't have time to research whether the advice is good or bad. They just want to see who's got a good rank. I'm going to go with that guy. I'm going to follow that guy. I'm going to watch that guy's video. If he's got a good rank, he must know what he's talking about. That is all the evidence I need. That is all the proof I need. I can't do that this season because I haven't got the best rank this season. That is a fact. I know my advice has been great. I know a lot of you guys are doing amazingly this season. And you know, I get so many messages, you guys saying, you know, thanks so much for all the help. I couldn't have done it without you. And it's amazing. And I love that. But for a lot of people, they don't have that time to invest in the first place to find out if the advice is good. You know? So it's I need to do something that separates me, and putting that extra couple of hours on in the edits, or trying to come up with new creative ways of presenting content, presenting FPL data, information, etc. That is my bag. That's what I love to do, and it's not something I'm willing to compromise on. It is time consuming and it is expensive, but I wouldn't have it any other way. This is the way I want to do things. This is the way I'm happy with doing things. And you know what? If I can keep doing, you know, presenting FPL information with the graphics and the edits the way I'm doing it, which I'm really happy with, and can continue to be creative with the concepts for content and stuff like that, and I also get a, you know, a good rank, then FPL Mate is back, and, you know, we can smash this, and I can continue to and I can continue to do this job, this gig, for as long as possible. Because that's at the end of the day, that's my priority. I want to do this for the next 10 years more, 10 years minimum. I love this game. I love this game. I love this job. I really do. I love YouTube. I've always loved YouTube. I've been making YouTube for 16 years, 17 years. This is all I have ever wanted to do. And I need to do what I need to do in order to keep doing what I do. You know. So yeah. That's why let's go to Aston Villa. They're going to tweet out their team in 5 minutes, so we'll get ready for that. Yeah, so that's basically it. That's why we go crazy with the edits. And the difficult thing is like I want to do more, but there's no time. I want to hire people to, I want to hire a short form editor, for example. But my standards are so high. I want someone to help me out with my main channel videos. My standards are too high. Like, it is so difficult and I say my standards are too high. That is a me problem. I have difficulty letting other people take over, do some of the work, because they don't do things quite how I'd like it, or, I think there's a better way of doing something. I really struggle with that, but it's got to be done, because if I keep doing this content and I want to push out more content, like short form content in particular, something's going to give. Like, I want kids one day. How's that going to happen? It's not, unless I get some help. I get some help. I mean, getting some help. Get some help with the video editing. I mean, it's got to be done. It's got to be done. Anyway, rant over. Rant over. What about second channel? Let them edit. Yeah, I think my hope is that I can hire someone next year to edit short form, and if it goes well, then maybe they could do main channel edits as well. Just needs my time. I need to be freed up to be creative and think of more things and do more things. So many ideas, but so little time. It's so frustrating. Paredes says it's not about the rank, it's about making the data more accessible for us. That is definitely what I try to do. You are the top content creator out there, and to be fair, the only one who holds the streams interestingly and alive. Paredes, I really appreciate that, man. And yeah, you've been sticking with me for time. So yeah, I appreciate you, brother. I really do. God will provide for the kids. What do you mean? So I'm absent father editing YouTube videos. Come on, man. Come on, man. Be clear with your brand / image, and make sure the person doing the work knows your brief. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know. Would you have a kid for a -4? Yeah, I'd take a -4 for a kid. I think I'd take the hit. What does that mean, though? What is something that can help me not spend so many points on transfers for next season? Restraint. Restraint. Oh, Mrs. FPL Mate is very much at work right now. Any advice on starting an FPL YouTube channel? I mean, just do it. You have to just do it. I think a big part of starting YouTube generally is kind of accepting that it's not going to be perfect right away. I think a lot of people, they kind of don't want to make a YouTube video because they're like, oh, I'm not going to make it. It's going to be so bad. I don't want to make a video. It's going to be so bad. Try it, man. It might be better than you think. And if it's not as good as you hope, then the second one will be better. And then the third one will be better than that. As long as you have that desire to learn and improve your craft. That's what it's all about for me. Yeah, just got to get stuck in. Just go for it. Most people don't have YouTube channels Not because they don't want to have a YouTube channel, but because they never make that step between wanting a YouTube channel and actually starting one and just trying it out. No one walked the first time trying. That's a great shout. Matt says, hey, I spent £10 on 2 super chats to Let's Talk FPL and he ignored me. You're always so good on your live streams. Top lad. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Thank you, man. Cablash says your channel is goated. What you're doing is very entertaining and your personality really comes out in the videos. I appreciate that, bro. Whoa, Paredes giving out the 50 gifted subs. Gifted memberships. What? Was that a mistake? Whoa, 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 whoa. Paredes, that is crazy, crazy, crazy generous. Whoa, bro. Oh my word. Oh my god. Wow. That's insane. Thank you so much. Paredes, you're such a real one, man. You're such a real one. That is awesome. That is awesome. Who got one? They're still going. They're still going. What W? What W? Everyone say thank you. Let's go. Paredes, you are a hero among men. A true legend. The gifted memberships are still going, by the way. This is crazy. This is crazy. Is this a bad time to say there's no Dina starting? Everything else is what I said, other than Matt's and Overdina. I've never seen that. I've never seen this many. I've never seen this many. This is crazy. 50 gifts. 50 gifted. Are you sure you didn't mean to do 5? Can I refund this? I feel like I should try and find a way to refund this. This is too much. Man. I don't even know what to say. What a legend. Don't thank me. Thank Dan for carrying us. I don't know about that in good times and in hard times. Thank you so much, man. Wow. Hero. What a hero. Okay. Right, this is the Spurs lineup. Kinski, Spence, Danso, Davis, Region, Sarr, Gray, Odeberg, Moore, Tell, Son. There's a few second stringers. How do we get one? Is it random? Yeah, it's random. Yeah, like it's like random anyone who's like here in the chat. 50 random people who are here, basically. Oh dear. There will be some people who don't even use the chat and will be so confused. But hey, priority replies. You got priority replies with a badge. And you get custom emojis as well. So that's good. Yes, Son starting is surprising. Is the gift over? I think it's over. Oh, you have to click accept gifted memberships in settings. Oh, okay. Paredes, man. You're a legend. You're such a legend. That's awesome. Oh, I'll probably gift some. I will try and gift some back. I'll gift some more. Maybe we'll do that next season though, because there's only like 2 game weeks left. We can't gift too many in one go. I didn't have allow gifted memberships on. Damn, man. Next time, man. Next time. Wow. There you go. Well. I'm struggling for words. We still have the more pay emoji. Probably should replace that with something else at some point. I think Rodgers captain will be a good differential. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm hoping Rodgers will do well as I bought him. Right. I'm speechless. I'm a bit speechless, to be honest, guys. Let's wrap things up. I have been streaming for over 3 hours, which on a sore throat is probably not the best idea, but thankfully I don't need to speak at all tomorrow. I don't have to speak at all. Just sit down and watch. Oh, tomorrow's FA Cup, one game of football. Boring. But no, we will be back. When will we be back? We'll do a stream. Should we do a stream on Sunday? Stream on Sunday. We'll take tomorrow off, I think. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out Sleeper if you want to. That's in the link in the description if you want to join the Sleeper Predictor League or if you want to play the draft mode, which will be starting next season. Link in the description. But I will be over on Twitter where I will watch you all celebrate your Ollie Watkins points while I will cry into a glass of blackcurrant squash. That's the plan. But hey, you never know. Palmer Rodgers might do it for me. We'll see. Guys, thank you so much. Appreciate you all. We'll be back on Sunday. Good luck this game week. I hope you have a smashing one and a smashing weekend. I will see you on Sunday, and I will see you later, mates. Cheers, guys. And most of all, cheers, Paredes. Legend. Bye-bye.